Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. It's a feel-good kickstart to a Thursday morning. Hope you are feeling that today. Princess, you know what I need. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are bracing yourselves. We have got one of the busiest shows of our brand new year coming away. But I can hear a buzz coming from the beauty room. Guys, coffee, anyone?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. We need coffee.
Hey, good morning to you. And 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 you. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, the week is getting along. The week is getting along. And what a week it's been. How's everyone's morning been?
Oh, it's good, man. It's good. Yeah.
Away.
Hello. All right, I've got one. Just one.
What are the ingredients?
Four of us.
Go for Zoe. Go for Zoe.
The glasses girl has to get it. That's just too sweet.
My lucky day.
So how did everyone's morning start?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like a Thursday morning.
No, I say it because today mine started with a 3-kilometer run. That was pretty
Really? What time did you wake up?
You're a liar.
Did you run here?
I'm dead serious.
Did you run here?
No. So woke up at 4, went to the gym, ran for 3 kilometers, and then.
What's the rationale? Why gym at 4 in the morning?
Because I'm trying to find a way of being more consistent. Getting it in. Yeah, because at the moment, once the working day is done here at 9 o'clock, it's very difficult to have full-time daddy duty and then find a perfect hour sleeve balance so that I can actually and I was talking to you about it the other day. He said that, the secret to this year's, let's say, getting that new me, new you thing is consistency, and I'm just trying to find a consistent manner of getting to the gym.
You know what?
I'm going to do it.
I want to link on that part because I had so many people asking me about how to go about, staying in shape and looking at their diet, and with the influence of social media and fitness models and these guys that's
filters.
It's discouraging because people tend to think that it is a massive trying to change that they have to bring about their own life, and how they meticulously need to look at their diet and the complexities of exercise, and it's really not that. It's really about finding that rhythm, that consistency, and if you focus on that, you'll take that first steps.
And besides that, the guys on Instagram basically live.
That's their job, man.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. That's their job.
It is.
They get paid for it. You don't.
But that's awesome. You're going to fill yourself with endorphins.
Yeah, I feel really good.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
We'll speak to you at 10 this morning.
The secret is you now need to do that every morning.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
But I'm sweating a little bit. I don't know if I'm dressed appropriately, but I'm sweating a little bit.
You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Is it going to be a hot day, or are we going to cool down? Because last time was like the hottest night.
Well, if we could quickly run through the weather, if we take a look, Johannesburg, it looks actually to be a fairly hot day across most parts of the country. Johannesburg reaching a maximum of 30, starting off on a minimum of 16, maximum of even 34 degrees in certain areas of Johannesburg as well. Durban 24, 28, you can also dress appropriately for that. Of course, there's going to be nice high humidity levels as well, closer to the evening as well, despite some cloud cover. Rain is also expected over the weekend, so enjoy that. Port Elizabeth 1928 is your maximum. There's an easterly breeze of around 28 kilometers per hour traveling there, and Cape Town 1826. How hot was it yesterday?
We were roasting last night.
It was boiling. I didn't see that coming, man.
Did you know there's a dude who's putting on a suit now to go into a day full of meetings, looking at you in your shorts and vest, going, "Thanks for talking to me about weather, man." So yeah, degrees. Come on.
I've got my wardrobe sorted. Now we're gearing up some fitness. Mark Anthony, Fitness Mafia, brother, he's here. So we're going to sort you out with some fitness on your Thursday morning. Stick around for that.
When I saw you were doing fitness, I was like, yes.
You guys, do you have like a wheel that you spin to see who gets it?
He gets all the tough workouts.
We're not on that wheel.
You gets all the tough workouts. Strong enough.
If you hear the name Mark Anthony, everyone starts quivering.
Have you
seen a man do push-ups with bouncy balls and all kinds of weird things? It's not normal.
Listen, so if you thought that we were weird, you and I last year for rocking up in Speedos on national television, that was pretty weird as far as national television. Fun to see for some, but weird nonetheless.
Slightly traumatic.
In New York, things get a lot weirder. The 15th annual No Pants Subway. What? Yeah. So if you live in New York and you take the subway every day, then you'd have been treated to quite some show on Sunday during the annual subway. The no pants. I've got to add the no pants part. No pants subway ride.
It's a thing. People do it. People look forward to it. It's like, you know, when it's the cycle tour, they do the naked cycle for charity or just for fun. They do it in New York.
What psychology is behind it? I mean, I would enjoy the idea of freaking people out completely on it, as long as there's one person who's got pants on and has to enjoy everyone else. But I've no pants day with my boy because he loves running around in his nappy. So I've no pants day every day when we reach that point.
So it's been going on since like 2002, and it's becoming a yearly annual tautology much. January tradition, and in the Big Apple, where commuters need a specific or meet at a specific station at a specific time, and they travel in the subway wearing only their knickers.
And where are they traveling to? Are they going to work?
To the
where
next
are they going?
station.
It's just, hey, we are no pants people. To the next one, and then they do it.
But it's not weird because everyone does it. In fact, if you have your pants on in that cart, you're the weird one.
I somehow think it's still weird.
I feel like it's weird that everyone is doing it.
So
And no one is saying, hold on, guys.
That's why there's only one day set aside for it.
So if you walk onto the car, into that particular train car, and everyone's got pants off, and you're the only one, you go.
You take it off. But make your intentions known. Be like, I want to join you guys.
But also, isn't it like the middle of winter?
Yeah.
No. New York is going to be freezing
Temperature
up.
reach below zero at this time of the year there. So it's quite the thing I think to see. It's fine for all of them doing it, but I think for the rest of us, it's like, wow. Would we do it?
Anything to take the edge off.
It reminds me of that Christmas song. Chestnuts roasting.
Okay, well, listen to this. Speaking of chestnuts, you've just taken me straight to the kitchen, and we're making some really delicious recipes there this morning. We're making a superfood health shot.
Oh, yes.
A few of those, right? And we're also making barbecue chicken salad with avo dressing, which
Lovely.
is really good. And we're making authenticos, Greek-style yogurt breakfast bowl. Oh,
Is
man.
authenticos a real word?
Authenticos.
Is that
I
authentic?
think it means like authentic.
It's like butt course, but then authentic.
Authenticos.
Authenticos. It's really not what Kat's explaining it to be, but
No.
I think it means authentic Greek. I think.
Authentic course. Authentic food.
Authenticos.
Guys, it's the whole Latin
That's gonna be yum.
thing.
That's all
Yeah.
it needs to be.
That's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to that as well. And then we've got Lauren Lee. She's a mezzo-soprano from Easter River, who's a graduate of the Cape Music Institute and a voice coached by the amazing Amanda Leut. She'll be performing for us today.
Nice.
When last did you hear a soprano voice in your...
It's
This time of the morning as well.
exactly.
The chords have to be stretched and warmed up nice.
I haven't heard one vocal stretching session going on.
Opera singers do it like very, very differently. They start like very, very quiet. You're like,
Might be happening right now. Might be happening right now.
when they're later on,
That's when people in the area wake up. How high can you go, dude? Come on, man.
not now.
Oh, man.
No, I can't. I can't believe I did that. That's shocking.
We'll try again 10 to 9 when the vocal cords have warmed up.
Speaking of shocking, guys, there's some news that emerged over the weekend. I never really thought that she could ever get into trouble, but it seems that Nomza Mambata is in some serious hot water, at least as far as Twitter is concerned.
Oopsie.
So the Twitter streets were in flames when the South African musician Arthur Mafokate posted a picture of himself and Nomza Mambata taken at the ANC manifesto launch in Durban this past weekend. And Arthur himself previously made headlines back in 2017 after he was accused of assaulting his girlfriend and musician Sisi.
Yeah.
We all remember that story.
Yeah.
And the reason for the uproar, most people are saying, and I saw somebody saying, oh, she's beautiful, but she's so fake, is because she was on the cover of Cosmopolitan's Activism magazine. She's an activist herself. And in 2018, that massive cover, which had headlines like feminist and female, and people are saying, then how can you stand with this person whilst you are standing against exactly what it is that he has done? And
it's a really difficult one. I mean, I've seen the tweets, and I understand where she's coming from, and I understand where they're coming from, because obviously her response was that, you know, it was busy, I was running off to the next side trying to find my
actively avoid this person at a massive
and
event.
I suppose that's what a lot of people are saying, is that you know that you're an activist and you know that this is an offender in inverted commas, and so as an activist you are always conscious of an offender being right in front of you, and so you're not going to jump and take a picture and smile and then go, oh, hold on, I've just smiled with an offender here, and then, okay, let's keep it moving. Because she is quite an active activist. When you're an activist, it is you live it.
Look,
that
her
is
actions
who you
speak
are.
far louder than a...
Yes, and so it is offensive, I suppose, for a lot of the people who believe in you and look to your activism and always draw inspiration from that. But of course, on the other hand, you know, she is explaining she's at a rally and there's so many people.
It's very easy
she's running across and someone takes a picture and then she goes...
retrospectively like that.
Yeah. In fact, if we are to say that she did respond to a very disappointed user on Twitter saying, I was walking past post-concert and looking for my manager when he greeted and whipped out his phone for a picture. Being polite, I absent-mindedly obliged. I'm definitely not a fan, and I'm sorry I wasn't present enough to say, bleep, bleep, no thanks.
Yeah, and it can happen. So
she hasn't gone quite as far as Lady Gaga and pulled tracks.
All the music.
Yeah, exactly.
That too, hey. That too. All right, but let's talk about other news. Alicia Keys. What? Alicia Keys? When last did you hear about Alicia Keys, guys?
I haven't in a while.
Not up until yesterday.
Yeah. Tell us what you're doing, Zoe.
It seems like
She'll do
Alicia
such a good job.
Keys, she is. She is officially the host of the 61st annual Grammy Awards.
Wow.
Now, Alicia Keys will host the 61st annual Grammy Awards for the first time in her career. And she's earned herself 15 of those prestigious awards herself. So it's going to be really, really cool. She's also a smart choice, especially given the fallout from last year when the Grammys were criticized for the lack of female nominations and performers. So I think they're really stepping things up. And then she also, I'm going to quote what she said. She says, I know what it feels like to be on the stage, and I'm going to bring that vibe and energy. I'm so excited to be the master of ceremonies of the biggest night in music and celebrate the creativity, the power and magic. I'm especially excited for all of the incredible women nominated this year. It's going up on February 10th.
Fantastic stuff.
You know what I love about her is, in one word, authenticity. She seems to be above everything. So you know she's going to take something that is so big, it's global, it's massive, it's jam-packed with celebrities, it's going to bring it down to a very real human note. So you can imagine for the winners on the night, for people, especially first-time winners, to be able to share that with someone of her caliber, someone who's going to make the moment that much more real. That's cool. I think she's going to be awesome.
Can I make a confession? I once had a massive crush on Alicia Keys' hair.
Once?
Hey.
On her hair.
On her hair. Like when she let it all
curly hair.
and she'd be like, was
it just her hair?
It was her voice as well. Her musicianship is absolutely out of this world. But I just thought she's got beautiful. She looks like a lion
coming out of the
lioness kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, before we run out of time this morning, from a lioness to another, lioness, I suppose, Oprah Winfrey. We all know, Oprah is a hugely successful media mogul. I mean, she's built her career up from the ground to what she is today, probably the biggest media personality in the world, right? And so we've got a quote from her this morning, and she says, when you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are.
Powerful, man.
Say it again.
When you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are.
I love it.
You got to have a moment of introspection and kind of see where you fit in as a piece of the puzzle and really value what it is that we're doing.
Do we
have we ever ignored the knock and see what happens?
Let's ignore it.
They would have come in anyways.
If we ignore the knock, it didn't happen.
Well, you know what, guys? We really value this show, and we value bringing it to you. So let's do it. Come on.
Go.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
And a very good morning from our newsroom. Let's get you kick-started on what's happening in the news on this gorgeous Thursday morning. The Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, yesterday addressed the media as part of the pre-World Economic Forum business breakfast with President Cyril Ramaphosa. He took the opportunity to rally business and other stakeholders to carry a common message when the delegation leaves for Switzerland soon. The Minister of Transport, Blade Nzimande, yesterday announced an increase in the number of fatalities experienced on the roads during the festive season. KwaZulu-Natal recorded the highest number of fatalities. On the international front, Kenya's Red Cross says 50 people believed to have been in a hotel and office complex that was attacked by gunmen in Nairobi are still unaccounted for. So far, 14 people have been confirmed dead. UK Prime Minister Theresa May last night saw off a bid to remove her government from power, winning a no-confidence vote by 325 to 306. And then finally, premature babies all over the world are being given special bedfellows in the shape of crocheted octopuses. It is said that their tentacles are the closest thing to an umbilical cord, thus giving a premature baby the comfort of the womb. The idea reportedly originated in Denmark, where researchers found that preemies who cuddled up with octopus lovies are far healthier. And now octopus teddies have come to South Africa at last. Octopus for Preemie SA hopes to see equally positive results with volunteers around the country crocheting these cuties to help premature babies develop to their fullest potential after their early birth. Now, how cute is that? I'll have another bulletin for you at 7 o'clock. Let's check out what's happening in the world of sport with the one and only Graham Richards.
We kick it off with local football this morning. Mamelodi Sundowns moved up to third on the Absa Premiership table last night. That was after claiming a hard-fought 1-0 win over Maritzburg United at Loftus. Elsewhere, Cape Town City thrashed Free State Stars 5-0. Kaizer Chiefs just edged out AmaZulu 3-2 in a stunner. Well, speaking of which, in the world of tennis, Kevin Anderson's Australian Open run sadly came to an end yesterday. That was after a 3-1 loss to America's Francis Tiafoe in round 2. And in cricket, the Proteas will be without Quinton de Kock and Dale Steyn. That's for the first 2 ODIs against Pakistan, with the pair being rested. The duo will be replaced in the squad by Aidan Markram and Dwayne Olivier. We'll expand on all of those headlines on the top of the hour.
Right, let's quickly take a first look at your weather and your temperatures heading into your Thursday morning. We've also asked you to send in some of your pictures. We want to see what it looks like in your parts of the world. And we received a picture this morning from Terry Diplock, and it's a beautiful picture, sunrise picture from Tinsa in the Eastern Cape. Terry, thank you very much for taking the time and sending us that picture. You can expect sunny conditions with warm temperatures and also a northeasterly breeze traveling around 20 kilometers per hour, reaching a maximum of a nice warm 27. Thank you very much, Terry. Have yourself a beautiful day. Continue sending those pictures. You can take them and post them on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. Your temperatures for the rest of the country: Polokwane starting off on 17, reaching a high of 31 degrees, nice and hot. Mbombela 20, and also a maximum of 31 with some thunder showers expected. Pretoria 18-32, Johannesburg 17-29, Mahikeng starting off on 20, and your maximum a very hot 35 degrees today. Klerksdorp 19-34, Kimberley 17, and scorching late on today, 40 degrees is your maximum. Bloemfontein 15-38, Richards Bay on a 22 minimum, reaching a maximum of 29 degrees with some scattered showers expected. Pietermaritzburg 19-29, Durban 24 and a high of 28. Also some rain expected throughout the course of your Thursday. Mthatha starting off on 19 and your maximum 30. East London 20 and a high of 27. Cradock 18, also very hot late on today, 38 degrees. Port Elizabeth 19-28, George 18-27. Sutherland starting off on 8 minimum this morning, warming up to 30. Cape Town 18-26, Worcester 13-34, Springbok starting off on 12 minimum, your maximum 28 degrees, and Uppington 17, reaching a maximum of also very, very hot 39 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for now. We'll bring you another update at the top of the hour.
Thank you, Ewan. Well, we've got liftoff, right?
We do.
The show
absolutely
is officially underway, but we're going to take a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live on SABC3. After the break, it is e-fitness drill yomhlaba. Fitness drill. Fitness drill with Mark Anthony, and Ewan's going to be put to his paces, trust
I bet you might translate that. And then we're going to find out about the health benefits of Superfood health shots, okay? We're having shots in the kitchen this morning. It's going to be wonderful.
Nice.
Stick around for that and more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We will be right back.
Fitness drill of the world.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time for us to connect with you on social media. It is Thursday Thoughts, and we want to know from you, has anyone ever told you you couldn't do anything and you've gone ahead and proved them wrong? Now, looking at the social media picture, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here between Katlego and JP Sebastian, but that golden robot that we fight for every Friday is involved. So I can tell you it is pure shenanigans. But looking at the comments that's been coming through, I'm going to zoom in over here. Teresa says, morning Expresso fam, many times when I was a teenager. We have Luwanda here who sent us a message saying, morning Expresso family, when my family said you wouldn't read my comment on TV, and on Monday y'all did, in their faces. I love though. Well, Luwanda, we are reading your comment yet again on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We would love to hear from you, so head on over to our Facebook page, let us know your Thursday thoughts, and include that hashtag Expresso Show.
And of course, it is the day of all things Throwback Thursday, and so we're diving into one that happened a few years ago, a bit of a Mexican wave, if you will, because about 7 years ago, Expresso celebrated Mexican culture with a piñata challenge. And Leanne and Ewan, you guys remember that? You guys were blindfolded. You were swinging at the piñata.
Do you remember this?
Oh,
There it is, yes. Take a look, take a look.
That was
Let's
a long
throw it back.
time ago.
7 years ago.
More to the left. Go to your right. Straight. Go straight, straight, straight. Straight, 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 straight. Left, 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 left. And no, that's too much. Go right, Leanne. Right. Swing, swing. Swing. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. This direction. Okay, now swing. Oh. Swing. Kill it. Go. Hard. And everyone move. Okay, go forward. Okay, forward. Okay, swing left, swing right. Yes. Where are you?
Ewan knows he's close, but he's just trying to get to it at some point.
Now that is how you do the Bird Box Challenge.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but Leanne, you're like the most awkward swinger ever. You've got this stick here, and as you're walking, when we say swing, you do this. Like, how are you trying to break the piñata?
Take out everybody around me.
How very considerate.
I still, unlike you, that is like killing as it goes.
That's a moment certainly worthy of a throwback, and we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. And if you have any other, oh gosh, why do I always dread saying this? If you have any other presenter challenges in mind, share them with us on social media using hashtag Expresso Show, and you know what, we'll most certainly oblige. Will we?
All right, here we go. It's your Thursday morning. We started off with some fitness. We've got Mark Anthony, personal trainer and owner of Fitness Mafia, as well with us to kickstart your Thursday morning on just the right note. My brother, happy 2019, dude. Happy 2019. What are we doing? You see, you got some steps?
Yeah, we got
no
some
weights?
No weights.
Because
today.
everyone is always scared when you come because there's weights involved.
So this is why we're keeping it quite clean today. So
I like
steps, we're going to go for the first off. We're going to go for the top off of the body. Okay. We're going to activate. So basically what we're going to do, push-up position, Ewan. Hold that there. If you can give me 4 push-ups, just to activate. 4,
right.
3, 2, 1. Hold that there for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Alternating your knees to your elbow, so bringing it in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Really getting
1.
to the obliques there.
Yeah. Ewan, drop the plank.
Got it.
4 seconds. 3, 2, alternating your arms forward, get a stretch going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is you're really focusing on the core here.
Correct.
No rest.
Knee to elbow again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
And this is great because, I mean, you literally only need a step. You can makeshift a step at home as well. So
Correct.
this is a great way to just get yourself activated in the mornings early.
Yeah.
And I hope you're doing it with us this morning.
So, last one, we're going to go renegade. 10,
Oi.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Yeah, now you can
5.
start feeling the heart
Now
rate
you
going
feel
up.
the cool.
Sweat glands are activating.
2, and Ewan, we hold there for the final 10 seconds.
Right.
8,
Nice.
7,
Nice.
6,
Good.
5. You feel it?
Ah, absolutely.
4,
Stomach's on fire.
3, 2, and we bring it up.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Core complex on the step, on a pavement, on a patio, or wherever.
Easy, and that is something that you can repeat as well.
Correct.
So you start this, take a bit of a breather, repeat that set once again, and you've got a nice little core upper body burn in the morning.
Awesome.
What a legend. We'll see you in just a little bit,
Yes.
Mr. Mark Anthony. We'll be back with him in
you.
a couple of minutes' time. Stick around and join us for the next one.
So by Mark Anthony standards, not the most grueling of workouts, but we still need to put back in what we've taken out, what life takes out, in fact. And we've seen beetroot, turmeric, and matcha being bandied about. Certainly on Instagram, if you're a foodie, you've heard about these for a while now. And their superfood component, how healthy they are for you. So we thought we'd put them to the test, and we'd use our little guinea pig here. You and get in here, dude. That didn't look too bad, actually, by Mark's standards.
It was
actually all right.
Make no mistake. Yeah.
You're feeling it.
The core is burning. It's good.
Good, man.
Are we doing shots?
So we're doing shots today, my
Yes.
brother. We're going to test out some of the, I think, most popular, but understandably popular because they are some of the most healthy kind of superfood groupings that you can get. And these are things that you'll see all over Insta at the moment. So we're going to put them to the test. Some interesting flavor components.
I've never seen a black pepper shot.
You're going to just do it, boo. Just do it. Bang it all. Go in one go. So the black pepper actually plays an interesting role here. It's kind of like nitrox for the turmeric. So turmeric, brilliant, flushes out toxins in the body, great anti-inflammatory properties. So great after a heavy gym session, especially if you've been doing weights and you need to kind of look after the muscles after you've really hit it hard. Yeah. But pairing it with the black pepper, that helps to activate those components. So we're going to do a little pinch of black pepper in our turmeric. And obviously just avoid touching the turmeric if you can, because it's like a food dye, basically. So, yeah.
Oh, we're going for that first?
We're going to do it first, man. So cheers, buddy.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Well trained, man. Well, it kind of tastes like food coloring. It gives you a kick. Sometimes
I think we left a little bit of sludge at the bottom.
Oh, man. It's almost got like a tea-like, a very strong tea-like taste, eh? Wow. Quite pasty, quite grainy. I would suggest mixing this in with other stuff.
Absolutely. But isn't turmeric also one of those things that can whiten your teeth? Funny, despite its yellow food coloring properties. Yeah. What now?
I'm going to say yes.
Let's not do that.
And we've also got black pepper in our teeth as well. So now we're going to move on to matcha, which I was quite interested to find out is actually green tea. It's like a really strong, concentrated green tea. I think the flavor is so strong that they use it now in a lot of recipes. It's used to really enhance flavor. A small shot of matcha can help give you a powerful shot of vitamins, antioxidants, minerals, and amino acids, which are going to give you a great boost. And we know the importance of aminos, obviously. Yeah. But it's kind of like an overall health. I've got like half the amount of that you have there. Do you want to split that?
I had the workout, so
okay.
I think it's fair.
I was trying to save you, just in case it was nasty. No. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. So matcha powder is good. You can get it to health shops. You can get it anywhere. You keep it at home. Throw it in your porridge in the mornings.
That's much appreciated. Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Cheers.
So lame. That's not just. Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a.
It's very.
Comes after you, eh?
It's very green.
It comes after you. It really does taste like exactly what we said it is but concentrated green tea.
Look, you can get it down. It's not horrible. It's great.
No, definitely,
and it tastes healthy.
It really does, but it's got quite a new clay-like taste. For once, we don't have to hype up the taste. And then we've got beetroot, lowers blood pressure, detoxifies the liver, helps prevent against anemia and iron deficiency, which is quite interesting. So if you are on kind of a meat-free diet as well, this is obviously a great way to balance that out, supplement it. And I have a feeling it's going to taste the best out of the three.
Look, I think you left the best for last, and I really do. And the great thing about this, I mean, you don't have to, you don't substitute your diet for any of these. I mean, this is an addition to what you would normally healthily eat. And
the nice thing is your body can only take so many vitamins in non-natural form. So when you take it in whole food state, cheers, buddy. The keyword here is drink to 33728 if you'd like us to send you this 3-shot superfood little menu.
See, I like that. I like that.
And again, it tastes incredibly healthy. It's got quite a bite to it as well, eh?
Little zing, yeah.
I remember going on like a juice diet. The beetroot is kind of the saving grace. This is not a tooth whitener, though. So just avoid that. But again, the keyword is drink to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients. Well done, buddy. Do you
look
feel
at all those shots we've done? I do.
You look vibrant, man.
I'm ready for the next one. Mark, we're coming. We're coming.
All right, gents. That looks really good. Superfoods for your Thursday morning. Right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. We're going to take a quick break. So if you've been paying attention, we mentioned this week that James Morrison is coming to Johannesburg and Cape Town. That's right.
And we've got tickets up for grabs, so stay tuned. After the break, we'll tell you exactly how you can enter to win some.
Also coming up after the break, we've got Lauren Lee in studio. She is our performer today, and we are going to be getting to know her just a little bit better after the break. We'll be right back.
Swag. Wow.
So like
I changed these.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday morning. We're live, large and in charge. So good to have you with us. And man, it's time right now that we get to know our guest artist this morning. She's here, South Africa. Give it up for Lauren Lee! Yes! Neighbors, she's here. I told you she's coming. Good to see you, Lauren.
Good to see you as well.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, and yourself, Kat?
Fantastic, fantastic. We've arranged your special desired drink.
Thank you, Princess.
You do drink tea, right?
Yes, I do.
Excellent, excellent. Listen, I'm very excited to hear you sing, especially when I found out that you're a mezzo-soprano. We haven't heard such a beautiful crystal voice in a very long time. So looking forward to that. But for those that don't know you, tell us a bit about yourself and where your love with music started and how you got to where you are.
My goodness. I would always say I started where everyone else started, and that was in church. So that's where, you know, the soul of music starts. And I feel like a lot of great singers, that's where they start, because that's the foundation. That was my foundation. I started in church, and then I obviously went to the Cape Music Institute just to further in my music and just work on my craft.
Yeah.
And then like I told you, offset, I was training with Amanda late as well. So,
yes, and how fantastic is she? I had the chance to work with her as
amazing.
well. And you've done so well in your career so far that, I mean, you've done amazing things. You raised over 100,000 Rand at your concert and gave away over R1 million worth of, I guess, goods and prizes, including a car to victims of a flood. This happened in 2016, but still, I'm sure, a highlight of your career. When did this happen? Tell us about that.
This happened March 2016, where I had 2 shows. One was in the Leisure Centre and one was in the Kendall Town Hall. Like I told you, it started where my manager just called me up and he was like, Lauren, would you like to...
And this is in the UK,
It's
right?
in the UK, yeah. So my manager is UK-based. So then he called, Lauren, would you like to do a show in UK? I'm like, I asked him, the first thing I asked him, I was like, would you be able to pull it off?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no one really knows me over there, so would you be able to? And then he told me the reason why I wanted me there is like me coming from there to raise funds for the Kendall victims.
Yes.
Because they had floods in the, like December, I think. Yeah, the December 2015, they had floods over there, and then he just wanted to put up a show, and he literally managed to do it. And just to say that Emirates sponsored us to fly up and down.
That's amazing.
So sorry.
I mean, no, please, no, don't apologize. I mean, now you've done an amazing thing, and now you're internationally recognized as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people, they know you, and your music is continuing to grow. So let's talk about your music. Want Your Love is your latest single, your baby, as you call it.
That's my latest baby, yes. So I started off with soulful music, and I will never go away from that. But then I thought, you know, I want to be a bit of more commercial side. So my latest single is R&B pop.
Yes.
And if you hear the song, you would think I'm singing to a guy, but I'm actually singing to myself, because most of the time we forget to say, you know, I actually love myself.
I love me.
I love me. And I think there's nothing wrong, because we really need to do that more often, because Now, the song, I wrote it to myself just to remind myself, you know, love starts with yourself.
Yeah.
So then you can love others if you start loving yourself. So that's what my song is about, is to just genuinely love yourself.
Who were some of your musical influences when you were
Musical. Oh, I'm a big Jill Scott fan. That's where the soul music comes from. So I love Jill Scott. She's a real inspiration to me.
Yeah, you know she watches the show, right?
Oh,
On YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Jill. Listen, I'm looking forward to hearing you sing. Thank you for joining us so bright and early. I'm sure you still need to do a couple of warm-ups just to get ready for it, but thank you very much for joining us. Make sure that you don't miss out on that performance live on your Feel Good Breakfast show. One more time, Africa Borwa, Africa Chipembe. Lauren Lee's here, come on!
To that performance. Well, listen, speaking of performance, there's someone coming to South Africa, and we've got tickets to give away because he burst onto the music scene in 2006 with his song, You Give Me Something. That's the track. And of course, he proceeded to become one of the most influential artists of the 2000s. Now, the likes of Sam Smith, Ed Sheeran, George Ezra, and James Bay, they've all cited this amazing singer and songwriter as a major influence in their work. Now, credited as defining the guy with an acoustic guitar genre, this artist has been on the music scene for over a decade, and he's finally making his way to Mzansi.
That's right. James Morrison will be live at the Teatro at Monte Casino in Johannesburg and Kirstenbosch in Cape Town. And we are giving away 6 double tickets to a few lucky viewers in Johannesburg and Cape Town to see James Morrison live at Monte Casino and at Kirstenbosch. So all you need to do is answer this very simple question. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Here we go. In what year did James Morrison debut? I think we kind of just gave the answer.
We gave you the answer, Way. So why don't you SMS the keyword ticket, followed by the answer, your name, surname, and city to 33728. The shows will take place on the 23rd of Jan at 8 p.m. That's at the Teatro at Monte Casino. And on the 26th at 7 p.m. That's at Kirstenbosch Gardens.
Once again, just SMS the keyword followed by your name, your answer, your city, and your surname to 33728. And all SMSs will cost you R1.50. Free SMSs do not apply. The competition closes on Friday, the 18th of January at 12 in the afternoon, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
All right, we're going to take a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stay with us, because after the break, we're making a delicious barbecue chicken salad with avo dressing. But that's not all. She's here, Lauren Lee. She's here to perform for us the sounds of an angel right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't move.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. It's your Thursday morning. We're kicking it off with some fitness with Mark Anthony, personal trainer and owner of Fitness Mafia. We had a great little workout early on to kind of kickstart the upper body, and now we're heading for the lower body, my friend.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So I'm out of breath. We just did some push-ups. So what are we doing, dude?
Let's do it. Let's start from the top. We're going to do some drop squats.
Okay.
So basically, you are like a spring. You've got to just spring up, spring down, spring up, spring down.
Right.
Absorb your drops and make sure that when you go down, you try and get as low as possible towards the step.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, let's go 4 reps, nice and deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we hold that there just to activate. 10, 9, get a nice stretch. 8,
All right.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we bring it up. Put your one foot on the step, other foot on the floor, and we do twist to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, now we squeeze and force the blood into the quadriceps and we hold it there. Step forward. Got it?
Got it.
A little bit more forward. Drop the back knee and hold. 5, 4, 3. On that same leg, Ewan. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we hold. Steady.
Start feeling it.
Do you feel that shake that's coming on?
Can you see the shake
Can
that's
you
coming
see
on?
the shake?
Yeah, of course you
And
can.
we release and we switch to the other side.
Yeah. There's one thing about holding that position with that little pulse in between.
Static hold, yeah.
Yeah, that really, really gets
Drop
it.
down.
Okay. Let's get there. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2. My pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last hold. Let's keep it there for 10, 9.
That's it.
8.
And it just shows you,
7,
I mean, you don't need
6,
complicated
5,
equipment
4,
at home or anything.
3,
Simple step
2, and release.
will do. It's just how you do it. Phew, that's a burn, eh?
Yeah.
I can see you feeling it.
I'm feeling it too.
And what's there? One more?
One more.
Let's do one more.
Air squat. Take your bum as low as possible towards the step. Okay? Let's go. Try and touch it if you can. 6, 5, 4.
That's it. Really working on a full range of
3.
motion.
And Ewan, last hold. 8, 7, arms up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release.
And just there, we have warmed up the legs and actually worked the legs at that. Mark, thank you very much. That's how you started.
Awesome.
I love the fact that you're using the body as a tool and showing that, because I think a lot of people, we're speaking about it this morning, are discouraged about what they see on social media with regards to complicated exercises and equipment. You can do it with just a step.
Basics.
Ladies, I'm going to go catch my breath. We'll see you in just a bit.
All right, yes. Yeah, we're in the first month of the year still, are we? Yes, we are. Yeah, it's the 17th. But the year is progressing on, okay? And we all continue this plan to live a healthier lifestyle, to be the new us in 2019. And we're looking for interesting and healthy recipes to keep us entertained, you know, from a culinary perspective, and also keep us healthy from a bodily perspective.
You're not entertained.
So our friends at Be Well have helped us with some of the most delicious recipes. A chicken salad with avocado dressing, right? We're going to be using Be Well canola oil as our key ingredient.
Yeah, because we're obviously going to be doing some deep frying, so you want a nice high smoking point. You want something it's going to be nice and hot. So when you're frying, it doesn't absorb a huge amount of oil. But we are making the cheekiest, zestiest, most awesome chicken salad. Neither of us were supposed to be in this segment, but we just drifted towards the chicken salad. You're getting there, man.
Look at this picture. I hope you're getting a close-up of this salad.
Oh, that's
This is 50% of the reason why we do this show, why we love our jobs, because of this.
Boys. Winner, chicken dinner. So dude, a bit of protein. That one looks like a bit of
Bro, I'm still trying to catch my breath. The thing is with working legs, even if you just do a short amount of legs like that, it's such a big muscle. So you have to have so much blood flow into that, so your heart is going.
Yeah, but
some guys' legs are bigger than others.
He also doesn't say he did like 50 pull-ups before the actual workout, so he was tired already. Why you do that, bro?
Because I could. Okay, that's it. Simple as that.
No, buddy, we're going to get your protein in. We're going to do something beautiful. Obviously, we've got our canola oil, and that's going to be, I can feel the temperatures coming up. It's starting to form those nice little ribbons, so we know that's hot. So we're making some
earlier.
And they were a little bit nasty. but really, really healthy. Hopefully that gave you the energy. But now we're going to put the protein back into it. Growing muscles can get what they need. This has got quite an interesting vibe to it, because it's pretty simple to make, but this, I think, is a secret to mixing batter that you might want to transfer into other recipes as well.
Okay,
thank you so much to Nicole, our awesome foodie in studio. So we've got obviously our flour, our dry ingredients. We're going to start with that. Yeah. We've got a bit of paprika. I would say you can use some smoked paprika. It's all the rage at the moment.
Good.
Chili. Got to have a little bit of chili in there.
Chili powder.
We've got some salt. So basically all your dried...
Salt?
That's salt. It's like a
veggie
salt, a veggie salt.
Oh, okay, because obviously, it's all things like
Mare kind of vibe. Onion.
Onion powder?
Desiccated. Desiccated.
Onion powder.
It would be like an onion salt or an onion powder. You don't want to use anything that's fresh, obviously, in your batter there, because the moisture is going to be released. It's just going to ruin it. And then we've got dried herbs. I think we've gone with oregano here, but you can kind of go with your entire mix. And I think this now is
that's going to coat your chicken.
This is what I'm saying, dude. That's how you get that beautiful golden vibe, but you want as much flavor in there as possible.
Lovely. Let's go
so now this is the tricky part. So we've got little kind of decanter, what would you call this? Carafe.
What?
Thing of water.
A carafe. Like, did you just make that word out? It's an actual
carafes, don't you? Miniature. It's a flat carafe, okay? And you're going to dribble.
So basically, I presume what you're doing is you kind of just a little bit of moisture so that you get that flakiness.
Yes.
You want it to almost kind of crumb up so that
your
it forms little baubles of
little baubles
batter,
of water from your flat carafe. I think we're learning a brand new language this morning.
I'm going to give one more just to maximize the
Guys, this is why Graham is an absolute wordsmith. I've got a word crush on this dude.
But look at that,
because he spits stuff like carafes and baubles.
Look at that, that looks good.
Wow.
So then all that's left
cool.
is to do the douse. We've just mixed one egg up here.
Okay. So you take a piece of chicken.
Yeah,
the douse.
The douse.
We're going to douse it.
Wow.
We're going to bathe it.
Douse your chicken in the egg.
These are like tiny little bits of chicken, okay?
Then?
And then...
Continue to allow it to roll in the carafied crumbles.
And just make sure that the oil is kind of showing those ribbons and makes a
Shouldn't
nice
you put the flour on there first?
It's all right, man. Come on.
Allow the ribbons to form in your oil.
You just got to do a tester first, just to make sure that the oil is right. But that actually coats beautifully, and it's giving those lovely little baubles, those krummeltjies of batter. And you want that. You want it to have little crispy,
flaky bits.
Yeah.
So those are going to be the crispy bits.
It's good.
And obviously, the more batter that gets left over,
why can't you just do like more than one?
Just do it, man.
I just love watching and listening. It's an education, I tell you.
This is lovely. Okay, wait. It's getting there. Wait.
So you're going to wait for it to be golden brown on the outside?
And it should take like 1-2 minutes, and then we're going to whip it out. And
just look at this teamwork going on here.
I tell you, it's a carousel of efficiency.
Oh, you're joining the party now.
Can you pull out some of those? I need to start dressing this whole salad. Anyway, SMS the keyword be well to 33728. Yes.
So what are you going to do next?
What I shall do is I shall assemble this wonderful salad.
Made from carrots and dowsing.
Carrots and dowsing of what?
Oh, look at that. Okay, it's starting to brown beautifully.
And basically, when it comes together...
Come, go for it.
I'm going to start over here. Yeah, so I've got some chopped up red onions and some black beans. And so you're going to just have a bed of lettuce that you are going to allow your beans and onions to run wild. Let them run wild like children. Then... sweet corn. You can never go wrong with that. Color is everything. You eat with your eyes first. Yes.
Salad already.
Indeed.
Don't forget to throw a little bit in front of the plate for decoration
as well. Of course. Just because it has to happen. There we go. We don't have much time.
Yes.
Eat some while you're at it. The tomato, let that do its thing. Tomato has a lot of personality, you see, so just let it do its thing. Once the chicken is out, you're going to allow it to do that. Then, what we've got in here.
What is that?
Avocado mixed with a bit of water and lime. Blitz it up to create this fine, saucy consistency.
So it's a guac sauce.
Indeed.
Got it.
And over here, Graham, what we have
exactly
here...
what we said.
It's a beautiful...
It's like a runny cock.
So I'm going to allow this wonderful barbecue sauce, because that's the flavoring that we want, to just drizzle over your salad. Allow it to just live its life. Don't be inhibited by any kind of thing. Then, what you do... you're going to place the chicken on. It's amazing, okay? Then the guac sauce is also going to live its best life. Don't use it all.
You want a little bit left over.
Yes, and then we'll wait for the chicken to be done. What I'm going to do, though, for everyone at home,
it's coming along
just to prove to you that it's amazing. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about.
And you can't fake a happy dance, eh?
You can't fake a happy dance. That's real.
It's impossible, man.
Go all the way around, bro. All the way around.
So
Let's
I'm not going to ruin these by taking them out prematurely. We want them to brown. Oh, but look at the spices in there, dude.
Look, it looks good. It comes together very nicely. How can people get the recipe?
You just got to SMS the keyword "be well" to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients list directly to your phone, and you too can be doing a happy dance around your kitchen and studio.
If one piece of chicken was able to do all of that, imagine what the whole bowl would do.
We could change the world with
what
that
will the whole bowl do? If you had to eat the entire bowl.
We gotta go, guys. We gotta go.
Hey?
We gotta go. Thanks, guys.
Well, how many of these you could fit in a carafe? How many goujons do you think you could fit in a
Carafe is
carafe?
now the word of the day. Use that in a sentence 5 times, why don't you? Now, it is a new year, and it's already time to start planning wisely for our next holiday, because planning early is very essential. Now, the best way to determine the cheapest countries to visit from South Africa is by finding a country with A, a favorable exchange rate, B, a visa-free country would help, and of course, knowing how to find the best flight and hotel deals.
That's right. So for the next couple of weeks, in fact, the next 2 weeks, we will be highlighting the world's most popular destinations for South Africans and, you know, helping you to create a bargain trip. Now, our next country on our list is, it's Brazil. Now, in Brazil, it is situated in South America, and it's only about a 10-hour flight away. And the best news is you don't need a visa, which is a massive saving.
I love it. Okay, so Brazil is the 5th biggest country in the world, and it's home to the Amazon forest. And of course, its incredible stretches of beautiful, warm beaches and very vibrant culture.
That's right. Well, Brazilians mainly speak Portuguese, and to say good morning, you would have to say bom dia, and adios is to say goodbye.
Bom dia. And when in Brazil, you must visit the Amazon forest, the Iguana Falls, and Copacabana, which is a very popular beach neighborhood.
That's right. And for 1 Brazilian real, you will get about R3.50. So that means the average price of a coffee or a cafezinho is what they would call it is R7 at their local currency.
I'm going there. I am going
you
there.
Get a lot
I
back
love
for your
it.
buck.
For once, my rand is going the distance. Okay, so affordable travel is possible. You just have to travel smartly. One way to make your traveling even more affordable is to join a hotel loyalty program like Marriott Rewards. Now, Marriott Rewards is a loyalty program for Marriott International's local and global portfolio of hotels, which includes over 6,500 hotels across 127 countries.
That's right. And the more you stay at these hotels, the more points you earn, and the more you can use your points to exchange your stay, extend your stay. You can upgrade your room, and there is so much you can do with those points. So definitely the way to go. Find out more by visiting marriott.co.za and start planning your dream holiday today.
Explore world of members-only experiences you love. Sign up to Marriott International's award-winning loyalty program, Marriott Rewards, and be rewarded for your loyalty by enjoying endless experiences at over 29 unique global brands and over 6,700 distinctive properties in 130 countries. Sign up today at members.marriott.com and enjoy endless experiences.
Bom dia. Now, while you plan your holiday, we've got lots coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show. After the break, we've got Lauren Lee Bach performing later on the show. She's right there behind me. I'll tell you one thing, you are in for a treat because that voice, ladies and gents, that voice. And then we're also going to be checking out this book by Tony Parks. He's got a new novel out. It's called The Scent of Fear that you don't want to miss, so stick around.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. Okay. Chorus.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso live on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. It's that time of the morning where we shift the focus over to everybody celebrating their birthday. Now, let's start off with Michelle Obama. You know,
wow.
Presidential, residential, influential. She is definitely, without a doubt, one of the most influential women of the world. She shares her birthday with Jim Carrey, one of the funniest men in the world. And let's find out who else is celebrating with these two icons.
Well, we've got a host of our viewers celebrating their birthdays, and we love the fact that you guys nominate each other, nominate yourselves. We've got someone very special on the line. Gigi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You sound like the most amazing person. I can tell just by your good morning. How are you feeling today, first of all?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy today. I'm celebrating my daughter's birthday with her.
Oh, I love it. So, and Tlantla is your gorgeous, gorgeous daughter. She is turning 12 today. What's your message for her?
I'm saying happy birthday, Princess Tlantla. Wishing you well, my baby girl. I'm so happy for her. She's just smiling next to me now.
Happy birthday,
I love it.
I hope she's watching right now to see Mom.
No, we are on the way to school.
Okay,
but we have recorded the show. She'll see it when she comes back from school.
Gigi, well, I'll tell you one thing. You definitely are raising a very stylish and trendy princess over there.
We're looking at an awesome, beautiful photo of the two of you. So, Tlantla, from everyone at Expresso, we love you. Happy birthday, girl. Enjoy it. After school, though. First, get through your school day. But we love the fact that we've been able to connect with you on this very special day. Gigi, thank you so much for such a special message for Tlantla.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy. Thank you to the Expresso family. Thank you so much.
You're part of that family now. Gigi, we love you. Tlantla, we love you. Happy birthday!
Come on!
We also have a couple of other viewers celebrating their birthday, and we have the Orense family who would like to wish Norman a happy 60th birthday for today. So Norman, happy birthday to you.
Rika is also celebrating her birthday today. She celebrates her 40th birthday. Happy birthday, Rika.
There we go.
That Martinus would like to wish Joanne a happy birthday today as well. He got really close to take that photo of her. He was like, right.
I think that's a selfie. I think that's a selfie, but beautiful, beautiful eyes. And then we also have Jason, who would like to wish his daughter, Jade Lynn, a happy birthday for today. So
and then Nadia would like to wish her son, Esri, a happy 6th birthday. Look at that swag.
We've also got triplets in the house this morning. We've got triplets. Rena, Regina, and Reggie, the 3 R's. They are celebrating their 49th birthday today. Happy birthday to you 3.
That's a party. You don't even need to invite anyone. You can just have a party where the 3 of you are. That is awesome. If we've missed you out, all the millions of people celebrating their birthdays, I hope it's a special day. We're going to have a cake just on your behalf, or at least one slice to share between the 3 of us.
Well, Tavisa will have it.
No. We'll share the cake, okay?
Oh, there we go. And
Thank
it comes
you,
with
Princess.
sparkles to boot. There we go. Thank you, Princess.
Okay, I'll grab it. I'll start us off.
Well, if you have a birthday and you would love for us to wish you, call you, make it special, feel free to let us know. You can email us. It's birthdays@cordova.tv. Let us know who's celebrating their birthday. Include a photo so that we can make their birthday special.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening in your news this morning. The Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, yesterday addressed the media as part of the pre-World Economic Forum business breakfast with President Cyril Ramaphosa. He took the opportunity to rally business and other stakeholders to carry a common message when the delegation leaves for Switzerland at the end of the week. Part of Team South Africa's key message outlines 10 reasons to invest in South Africa. These include a diversified economy, a young labor force, and advanced financial services and banking sector. Minister of Transport Blade Nzimande yesterday announced an increase in the number of fatalities experienced on the roads during the festive season. According to preliminary figures, 1,286 car accidents were recorded during the 2018-2019 festive season, which resulted in 1,612 fatalities. KZN recorded the highest number of fatalities, 328 in 267 crashes, followed by the Eastern Cape, where there were 238 fatalities in 195 car accidents. Gauteng recorded a 19% decrease in road fatalities. Nzimande said at least 36% of the festive season fatalities were passengers. Now moving further abroad, the Kenya Red Cross says 50 people believed to have been in a hotel and office complex that was attacked by gunmen in Nairobi are still unaccounted for. So far, 14 people have been confirmed dead. Kenyan police say they killed all 5 attackers. Earlier, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta said 700 people were safely evacuated from 14 Riverside Drive in Nairobi, the scene of a terror attack on Tuesday. The Somali-based militant group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack and targeted a hotel and office complex in an upmarket residential area of Nairobi. UK Prime Minister Theresa May last night saw off a bid to remove her government from power, winning a no-confidence vote by 325 to 306. Rebel Tory MPs, who 24 hours before had rejected the Prime Minister's Brexit plan, voted to keep her at 10 Downing Street. They showed unity over the confidence vote, with all 314 members backing the Prime Minister. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn's no-confidence motion was backed by all the opposition parties. May said she would start talks with other party leaders to find a Brexit compromise that MPs would back. And then finally, the rare appearance of a European robin in Beijing has caused a huge stir amongst Chinese nature fans, with more than 200 bird-watching photographers flocking to the Beijing Zoo in a matter of minutes after word spread that a European robin had been spotted there. The red-breasted bird, chosen in 2015 as the UK's national bird, is common across Europe, but it's only the 3rd time one has ever been recorded in the city of Beijing. One now wonders whether the robin might be the first Brexit refugee to arrive in Beijing, and if more are to follow suit soon. Only time will tell. Well, that was your news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Let's start with local football and Mamelodi Sundowns moving up to 3rd on the Absa Premiership table that came last night after claiming a hard-fought 1-0 win over Maritzburg United at Loftus. Sundowns captain Hlompo Kakana stepped up on the night to score the game's only goal in the 56th minute. Last night's other results, Cape Town City, they thrashed Free State Stars 5-0. Kaizer Chiefs, they just edged out Amazulu in a thriller 3-2, the final score there. Then sadly, Kevin Anderson's Australian Open run came to an end yesterday after a 3-1 loss to America's Francis Tiafoe in round 2. The South African looked in charge after taking the first set by 6 games to 4, but the American came back strong, winning the next 3 sets to book his place in the 3rd round. In other results, there were day 3 wins for Sloane Stephens, Grigor Dimitrov and Rafa Nadal. And then finally onto cricket, the Proteas will be without Quinton de Kock and Dale Steyn. That's for the next first two ODIs against Pakistan, with the pair being rested. The duo will be replaced in the squad by Aiden Markram and Dwayne Olivier, with Heinrich Klaassen expected to serve as a wicketkeeper in place of de Kock. That first ODI of the Proteas 5-match series against Pakistan takes place at St George's Park in PE on Saturday. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you, G. Let's take a first look at your traffic this morning. If you are in KwaZulu-Natal, in Pinetown, there is a stationary vehicle on the N3 eastbound after the Cato Ridge interchange, which is obstructing in the left lane and the left shoulder, rather. Please approach with caution. And still in KZN, this time around Durban North on the N2 southbound, there is a stationary vehicle after the Queen Nandi Drive. The left lane is currently blocked and causing delays, so please do keep a lookout for that. Off to the train lines now. There is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Strand and Mildersvlei line due to an infrastructure problem at Belleville and between the Firgrove and Foray, that's it, line. So please do make sure that when you're there, you allow extra travel time this morning.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's take another look at what to expect in your temperatures today. A big thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. We received this one from Taryn Dupree, who sent us this amazing sunrise from Melkbos, where you today can expect partly sunny conditions and also warm temperatures with a light breeze traveling of about 17 kilometers an hour, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. On that note, let's look at the rest of the country, and it seems like a warm day is on the cards. Polokwane 17 with a high of 31, Mbombela 20, reaching reaching a high of 31. It's partly cloudy in Pretoria, 18 with a high of 32. Johannesburg, 17 with a high of 29. Mahikeng, 20, 35. Klerksdorp, 19, 34. Kimberley, 17 with a high of 40 degrees Celsius. Another hot day for Bloemfontein, 15 with a high of 38. Richards Bay, 22, reaching a high of 29. Pietermaritzburg, 19, 29. Durban, some rain is expected with a low of 24, a high of 28. Mthatha, 19 with a high of 30. East London, 20, reaching a high of 27. If you're in Cradock, 18, 38 can be expected. Port Elizabeth, 19, 28. George, 18, 27. Sutherland, 8, reaching a high of 30. Partly cloudy conditions for Cape Town today with a high of 26. Worcester, 13 with a high of 34. Springbok, 12, reaching a high of 28. And sunny conditions in Uppington, 17 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. Well, if you have a beautiful sunrise photo that you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
All right, it's time for music right now on your feel-good breakfast show. Lauren Lee is here to share her beautiful voice with us right now, performing a cover of Andrea Day's Rise Up.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find the fighter. I see it in you, so we can work it out. Move mountains, we can work it out. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I see it in you, so we can work it out. Move mountains, we can work it out. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the rain. And we'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll
is blown.
Absolutely. Listen, before we do anything, we've received a birthday wish from YouTube.
Okay.
I just got the message. Ishta Maiku would like to wish her sister Disha from Pietermaritzburg a very, very happy birthday. They're tuning in from YouTube. Thank you very much, and happy birthday, Disha, from the entire Expresso team.
I love tuning in from YouTube, especially when I'm not on the show or on location or somewhere. It's really, really great. Well, coming up next on the show, we've got Tony Parks in studio talking about an awesome novel called The Scent of Fear. And it's going to be quite awesome. We're going to sit down on the couch and find out a bit more a bit later on.
Scent of Fear. On that note, we're also going to be focusing on a brand new community safety project in Gauteng, and it's called the Hot Squad.
Oh, the Hot Squad.
Yep, we'll bring you the details after the break. Stick around.
Try the new McAfee Low GI sandwiches, cheese and tomato, chicken club, and cheese and tomato chicken roll. Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show on a Thursday morning. We're live, large and in charge, and so good to have your company with us. Now, man's best friend has become a poacher's worst nightmare. Dogs have proven to be a real game changer in the fight against poaching in Africa. Now, those are the words of our next guest, an author who has recently released his 16th novel called Scent of Fear, about the world of tracker dogs and their handlers employed in the war against poaching. And now he's come all the way from Australia to join us here. So please give a warm Expresso and South African welcome to Mr. Tony Parks.
He's in the studio. Yes.
Welcome, sir. Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the program.
So good to have you. 16 works so far. That's absolutely amazing.
Yep, no shortage of inspiration in Africa for novels. Yeah.
That's true. That's so true. Let's talk about the inspiration behind this novel and how does one even begin compiling the research for a work of this nature?
Yeah, my wife and I have a house in South Africa. We live on the edge of the Kruger Park, and you can't spend time in that game reserve these days without noticing dogs, working dogs at the gates and on patrol in the park looking for poachers. So that's where the inspiration came from. And to research the novel, I met a real-life dog team working in the Sabi Sands Game Reserve, where they're tracking poachers and doing an excellent job there. And a company called Canine Conservation in South Africa, which trains men and women as dog handlers and trains the dogs themselves. So they all helped with the research.
Yeah. What kind of important role do these dogs play in these teams in the war against poaching?
It's really crucial and importantly, it's very successful. So dogs are now involved in about 90% of all arrests of poachers. And what we're seeing is where dogs are effectively employed, such as in the Kruger Park, the poachers are staying away. So not only are they catching them, they're a deterrent. Now, one of the issues is there's probably not enough dogs and handlers, but there's an international NGO that I met called Canines for Africa that are training men and women to be dog handlers and the dogs, because where dogs are working, they're successful, but the poachers then tend to go somewhere else with rhinos where they don't have as many dogs. So it's an ongoing effort.
And they're finding all kinds of manner of things.
Yeah, they're used to track people, to track the poachers, but they're also used to detect firearms, ammunition. They use Weimaraner dogs, which are good at sniffing out other animals. So they detect rhino horn if a rhino has been taken.
Oh, wow.
So they're looking for arms, ammunition, people, and even the products of the wildlife trade as well, too. So it's a very big job.
Wow. Now, Tony, in my research about you, I read that you served in the military in Afghanistan back in 2002, and we all know that your books are largely set in Africa. Where did this love affair with Africa first begin?
Yeah, I think for my wife and I, like a lot of first-time tourists, we came in 1995. The attraction was the game reserves and the park, but of course there's much more has drawn us into the continent. And as a writer, you know, it's the people that I meet and the landscapes and the things that I draw my inspiration from. Yeah, I served in the Australian Army in a public affairs role in Afghanistan. And look, there is a war being fought today in South Africa to protect the rhinos. And I think we must remember that there's so much good work being done by rangers, by dog handlers, by dogs, police, military people. But one thing I learned in Afghanistan is this war is a little bit like the war against terror. You can't just win it with guns and bullets and dogs. You've got to get into the minds of people on the other side. You can't stop terrorists unless you can stop people joining their causes. So I think if more needs to be done in this fight, it needs to be done internationally, using things like PR and marketing and advertising to try and reduce the demand for things like rhino horn and elephant ivory in those user countries. And that's part of the war as well. And I guess that's where I've drawn on my experience also in this book.
And speaking of getting into the minds of people, let's get into your mind a little bit. If I'm at a bookstore and I pick up Scent of Fear and I take it home, what am I expecting in this novel?
Yeah, well, I think as men and women are involved in this fight, I think if there's males or females who like dogs, they might like this book as well too. Anyone with an interest in wildlife or the bush, I think, might be interested in the book, and maybe to learn a little bit more, not just about the scope of the problem, but as I said before, I think about the good work that's being done in this country. And we must never lose sight of the fact that there are great men and women and dogs putting their lives on the line every day to protect rhinos and other wildlife, and that's what I've tried to get across in this book.
I love that.
I was wondering whether there might be more inspiration that has come your way with regards to Africa and whether there's another novel in the works.
Yeah, there's definitely one in the works right now. I've got another one coming out in August. I'm talking at Exclusive Books Canal Walk in Cape Town tonight about that as well too. So I have to be about a year ahead. So the next book for August is already done, and I'm writing one for 2020, which is about plant smuggling, something completely different. There's an international trade in cycads, in rare plants out of South Africa. This poaching problem never ends. It's big. But again, there is a lot of good work being done to try and stop it as well.
Oh, this is incredible. I'm geeking out right now. I cannot wait. You're doing such amazing work.
I was going to say, if there's anything with silver lining, it means that we have one of the most beautiful countries and one of the most beautiful continents
Without
in the world.
a doubt.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for celebrating and highlighting that as well. You know, amidst all of the bad news, often it's really, really good to have that.
Let's not lose sight of the good news that's happening as well. Too.
I agree. Well, author Tony Parks' latest novel, Scent of Fear, is available right now from all leading book retailers. So get your hands on the suspenseful wildlife thriller today.
Yeah, and if you'd like a copy, then you're in luck because we have 3 books up for grabs today. All you have to do is SMS the keyword WIN, then include your full name and your city and send that to 33728. And the first 3 names to be randomly drawn will be sent a copy of Scent of Fear. The competition opens and entries will be closing at 12 midday today. Free SMSs do not apply, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. One more time, thank you very much to Mr. Tony Paul. Great to have you.
Oh, absolutely love that. Then from the wild wilds, we move to the sinister suburban streets. If I have to talk about the Hot Squad, it sounds kind of like a mix between Charlie's Angels and an Armed Response, but they are very real and they're providing something truly remarkable for the residents of Fourways.
Absolutely. There's so much more than just movie characters. Well, they're not movie characters, but they are a crime-fighting combination of boots on the ground, eyes keeping a lookout, and real-time high-tech technology access and surveillance. But most importantly, they create employment in the community. Have a look.
It's no secret that the streets of Joburg are riddled with crimes ranging from hijackings to smash and grabs, and the community of Fourways have decided to take matters into their own hands and join forces in order to combat crimes through their Hot Squad Community Security Project.
The big idea is fantastically simple. Dedicated surveillance patrols are situated at major intersections and roadways for rapid response to security situations, often before they even happen.
Jean, talk to me about the inspiration behind this project.
The inspiration behind this project is really premised on the fact that our communities are tired of being victims of crime and being held ransom by criminals. This is a response to traffic smash and grabs and other crimes in our community. And people are saying enough, and they want to be a part of the solution and not always being held victim in their own communities.
The project goes beyond keeping the streets clean from crime. You guys have also partnered with a community radio station to give people live traffic updates. Tell me more about this.
Yes, that's correct. They keep a regular information flow going back to a community radio station to let them be able to broadcast up-to-date traffic information so that our community is informed and are able to take steps if there's an accident or a diversion that needs to be made.
What makes this project so special is that you're creating jobs for people from underprivileged backgrounds. Tell me more about this.
Yes, we are mobilizing our community, and by giving them these job opportunities, young men and women are able to make their contribution to society by helping us fight crime, being out there to protect our community members, and by being able to generate income for themselves through the employment.
Well, being part of this project is a good thing, because like we are helping more people in this community. We are reducing a crime, we're protecting and helping also. Some of the crimes that we have prevent here, it's first of all, the first one is domestic pedestrians, traffic accidents.
When we are working here, always people are happy because are protected, and we are here to observe and report.
With this in-the-moment, on-the-spot surveillance, these uniformed and plainclothes squad members report all suspicious activity to Joburg Metro Police and to SAPS.
Well, the camera is worn and it's recording 24/7, so that if anything happens, it's a protection for the guards, or if there's an incident, they can use it to show what had happened. It is also has a GPS inside, which can be tracked from the control room, and the control room can monitor the camera as well as listen in what is happening when there is an incident and give direction to the guards out on the street.
Really delighted and honored to be able to make the dreams and careers of young men and women come true with being able to be a part of this amazing project. And we want to thank the business community and our community for the incredible support, all the offers of support that they're bringing in to enable us to do this. And we're looking forward to making Johannesburg and the country of South Africa a safer place for all our people.
Understanding that job creation, security and prosperity go hand in hand, the citizens and businesses in Fourways are showing the way to go.
How cool is that? The Hot Squad, Tamiso.
Oh, man, doing amazing things in the community, impacting lives, protecting and saving the community one day at a time. I love it.
Love that, dude. Listen, you're going to be taking a very quick break right on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we come back, we're heading to the final frontier, and we're taking a look at a strange flare of light that apparently baffled scientists. We don't know what it means, but Dr. Daniel, he is here, our space guy. He's going to unpack it for us.
Yeah, also still coming up after the break, you've got Lauren Lee Buck performing for us, and it's going to be obviously another one of those that set your earlobes vibrating, so stick around.
Explore world of members-only experiences you'll love. Sign up to Marriott International's award-winning loyalty program, Marriott Rewards, and be rewarded for your loyalty by enjoying endless experiences at over 29 unique global brands and over 6,700 distinctive properties in 130 countries. Sign up today at members.marriott.com and enjoy endless experiences.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I've known you for the longest time. I've seen you about 1,000 times. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Tell me how you're doing today. Let me guess, nothing good to say. Yes, I know what you wanna say and do. Breaking me down every time. Yes, I know the things you're leading to. Thinking I'm nothing, not worth loving. I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, hello, baby, hello, baby. I want you to see the light. I want you to live a life. Hello, baby, hello, baby. You're the one who has to choose whether you want to win or lose. I know your past wasn't good to you. Too much messed up lies and sad goodbyes. I know you're strong enough to learn and get up and move and grow. I need your love right now. Baby, 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 oh, I want your love. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, yes, you're the one that. It's my feel-good breakfast
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday. So good to have you with us. And it's time right now. You heard the song. You saw the graphic. That we go into the final frontier and explore some news from the worlds of outer space. And, of course, with our spaceman himself, Dr. Dan Hannemer. Good to have you here, sir.
Good to be back.
And thanks for bringing us news from out there.
Yeah, so apparently we're talking about some kind of a cow that was spotted on some different planets, grazing, eating, living his best life.
Not that kind of cow, right?
Not that kind of cow. No. So what are we talking about? Some sort of cow, 2 million light years away, 200 million.
200 million light years away. So it's certainly not a cow. We're not entirely sure what it is.
Okay.
But basically, this very bright flash was spotted a couple of weeks ago. You know, shining sort of brighter than the whole galaxy within it.
Okay.
And 10 to 100 times brighter than a normal supernova. And it didn't last. Normal supernova will sort of brighten and dim over a few months, and this lasted about 16 days and then disappeared. So it's something we haven't really seen before, and we're not really sure what it is.
Yeah. Why is it called a cow?
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically just astronomers and their classifications of galaxies with a C and then an O and then a W. And
oh, so it's more like in galaxy C, O, W.
18C. Like
Earthly terms. Right. And it was spotted by the Atlas telescope way out in Hawaii. So there's still a bit of controversy around the cow because of the different groups of scientists that have different theories as to what exactly it is.
What?
Yeah, so there is controversy, so I'm not going to be able to give you a firm answer. But the ideas at the moment are potentially it was the birth of a black hole. So some star post-supernova collapsed, and in that moment a lot of energy was given out, and this black hole formed. So we just witnessed that. The other idea is that it was a star passing by a black hole and getting torn in half, essentially.
Jeez.
I mean, whatever it was in a massive explosion.
Yeah.
Like I said, 10 or 100 times brighter than a supernova. A huge amount of energy released.
So thank goodness it happened 200 million light years away. In that case, yeah.
The fact that we can even see it is amazing.
Dude,
but 200 million light years away.
Even though we don't know exactly what it was, what can we learn from our universe by being able to observe something like this?
Yeah, so this was observed, as you said, with the Atlas telescopes, which are, we'll actually be getting one of them in South Africa next year. So it monitors the sky every night, looking for things that change, so asteroids or things that are moving, brightening. So that was witnessed first, but then they pointed various other telescopes at this object. So we can learn a lot from it. We can look at it in different wavelengths and X-ray. And now we'll obviously study those light curves in depth and try and find models to fit. So what kind of star would it have to have been? Like how does a black hole form? Now we've got some data to back up the sort of theories and test them against.
Wow, man. Listen, you brought us a video that you want to show us.
Twitter was a little bit abuzz last night in Cape Town. There was talk of a large meteorite that went. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
I was just about to say, is that your pool?
This is not my pool. I don't know how he kept it full through the drought, but but you can see here, if I can press the play, like you'll see a bright flash. There we go. The whole sky lights up, and then you see like the trail reflected in the pool.
Oh, wow. So wait, if something like that happens, right? How far above us is that?
No, that's in our atmosphere. So it's unlikely it would have hit the ground, especially if it had exploded like that in the atmosphere. But I mean, that looks like a pretty big one.
Yeah.
That's maybe like a meter across or something when it came in. But yeah, I mean, if anyone else has got security cameras around Cape Town, like have a look last night. It was about 20 past 8, I think.
I was deep in La La Land at that time. Just imagine one of these things like coming right at you. Like, what do you do? Like, it's happening. Oh, gosh. Dan, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it and hope you get special keys to that Atlas telescope when it comes around to the country so you can give us a little tour. Yeah,
absolutely.
There. All right, well, that's all the news that we have from outer space. Share the interesting stories and news that you found, and let's continue to explore this final frontier. There's so much to see out
And you got a video of that shooting star meteorite of last night? Please let us know.
Well, it's just after 7:30, and here are your news headlines. The Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, yesterday addressed the media as part of the pre-World Economic Forum business breakfast with President Cyril Ramaphosa. He took the opportunity to rally business and other stakeholders to carry a common message that the delegation leaves for, or rather when the delegation leaves for Switzerland soon. The Minister of Transport, Blyden Nzimande, yesterday announced an increase in the number of fatalities experienced on the roads during the festive season. KwaZulu-Natal recorded the highest number of fatalities. On the international front, Kenya's Red Cross says 50 people believed to have been in a hotel and office complex that was attacked by gunmen in Nairobi are still unaccounted for. So far, 14 people have been confirmed dead. UK Prime Minister Theresa May last night saw off a bid to remove her government from power, winning a no-confidence vote by 325 to 306. And then finally, premature babies all over the world are being given special bedfellows in the shape of crocheted octopuses. Now, it's said that their tentacles are the closest thing to an umbilical cord, thus giving a prem baby the comfort of the womb. The idea reportedly originated in Denmark, where researchers found that preemies who cuddled up with octopus lovies are so much healthier. And now octopus teddies have come to South Africa at last. Octopus for Preemie SA hopes to see equally positive results with volunteers around the world, country rather, crocheting these cuties to help premature babies develop to their fullest potential after their early birth. Now, how cute is that? Certainly good news. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Just touching on some major sporting headlines this morning. First of all, locally in football, Mamelodi Sundowns moved up to third on the Absa Premiership table last night. That was after claiming a hard-fought 1-0 win over Maritzburg United at Loftus. Elsewhere, Cape Town City thrashed Free State Stars 5-0, while Kaizer Chiefs edged out AmaZulu 3-2 in a thriller. On to tennis. Sadly, Kevin Anderson's Australian Open run came to an end yesterday after a 3-1 loss to America's Francis Tiafoe. That happened in round 2. And in cricket, the Proteas will be without Quinton de Kock and Dale Steyn for the first 2 ODIs against Pakistan, with the pair being rested. The duo will be replaced in the squad by Aiden Markram and Dwayne Olivier. We'll expand on those stories on the top of the hour.
A look at your roads this morning in Gauteng and Alberton. There has been an accident on the N12 eastbound before the Klip River exit. Delays can be expected from Southgate. Please do allow for extra travel time this morning. If you are in the Western Cape and Newlands on the M3 outbound, there has been an accident before Princess Anne Road. The left lane is currently obstructed, so please do proceed with caution. After the trains now, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Southern Line, and this is due to speed restrictions, sets out of service, and faulty level crossing booms at Kenilworth.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's take another look at what to expect in your temperatures. But first, we want to say thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Louise Cherry sent us this spectacular skyline from Clarence in the Free State. Today, you can expect sunny conditions with a maximum of 29 degrees. But let's look at the rest of the temperatures, and it seems like a warm day is expected across South Africa. Polokwane, your minimum is 17, your maximum 31. Mbombela, 20 with a high of 31. Pretoria, 18, 32. Johannesburg, 17 with a high of 29. Some thunder showers is expected in Mahikeng with a high of 35. Klerksdorp 19 reaching a high of 34. A scorcher of a day is expected in Kimberley 17 with a high of 40 degrees. Bloemfontein 15, 38. Richards Bay 22 with a high of 29. It's partly cloudy in Pietermaritzburg 19 with a high of 29. Some rain is expected in Durban today 24 with a high of 28. Mtata, your low is 19, your high is 30. East London 20 reaching a high of 27. Sunny conditions for Cradock today, 18 with a high of 38. Port Elizabeth 19 reaching a high of 28. If you're in George, it will be sunny with a high of 27. Sutherland 8 reaching a high of 30 degrees. If you're in Cape Town, some partly cloudy conditions with a low of 18, a high of 26. Worcester 13, 34. Springbok 12 reaching a high of 28, and Uppington, it will be sunny with a low of 17 and a high of 39 degrees Celsius. We'll touch on the weather again in half an hour, but if you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Certainly bright and sunshiny, sunny, bonani kind of day. We're about to enjoy some music from Lauren Lee right now. Her brand new single called Want Your Love.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I've known you for the longest time. I've seen you about 1,000 times. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Tell me how you doing today. Let me guess, nothing good to say. Yes, I know what you wanna say and do. Breaking me down every time. Yes, I know the things you're leading to. Thinking I'm nothing, not with loving. I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, baby. I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I want you to see the light. I want you to live a life. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. You're the one who has to choose whether you want to win or lose. I know your past wasn't good to you. Too much messed up lies and sad goodbyes. I know you're strong enough to learn and get up and move. Yes, you're the one who needs to love on you. And everything about you. Can do this for you. So choose, baby. So choose, baby. Can do this for you. So choose, baby. So choose, baby.
Your love right now, hey, I need your love right now. Say it, baby, baby, baby. Beautiful stuff, lovely, lovely song. Listen, it's been a pleasure having you here, and I know that everyone enjoyed your music so much. Where can we catch you performing live? What's your gig guide looking like right now?
At the moment, tomorrow I'll be on Hectic 99. So for now, that's the only one. But I will keep you guys posted, so please do follow me, and then you'll see.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
At Lauren Lee, Block, search Bok. Bok. Search for that B-O-C-K on social media. And once again, thank you for the music. Wishing you all of the best for 2019.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Time for us to talk movies with JP Sebastian. But before we get into the movies releasing tomorrow, let's take a look at the current box office top 5.
Award season's here and 2 more Globe, SAG and BAFTA noms enter SA. Did you see them into the top 5? Yet another new Robin Hood fails to hit the bullseye for its 3rd week in a row at 5. Mary Poppins returns with a spoonful of sugar and bucket loads of cash, holding 4th place. A decade and 5 films later, the Transformers finally gets it right. Bumblebee falls to 3rd. Bohemian Rhapsody a spot to 2 and 18% more cash than last week. But the wealthiest and wettest, just breaching $1 billion, is Aquaman, still soaking up at 1st place a month in.
There you have it, Aquaman in at #1 on the box office. JP, did you see Aquaman? Loved it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, Leanne has watched it twice already.
I'm sure that they're very...
I'm yet to see it, but we are talking about movies releasing this weekend.
Have you seen Aquaman?
I have not. I still need to see it.
I'm sure Leanne finds 6 good reasons to see it.
I think he has 8.
Yeah, now you're just shaming me. Thank you.
Let's talk about the Clint Eastwood movie coming out.
Yes, Clint Eastwood obviously has been for the longest time directing movies. I think that was the last one, American Sniper? No, it was like something 1017 to Paris, which was horrible.
Okay.
But hey, reappearing in a Clint Eastwood movie with him from American Sniper, Bradley Cooper's in this one too. Michael Pena, who's the really funny guy from Ant-Man. Lawrence Fishburne's in there. Andy Garcia. These are very good actors. And obviously Clint Eastwood is at the front. For some reason, a disembodied floating head on the horizon in that poster. The story is based on a true story about a Gramps whose house gets put under foreclosure. He was a horticulturist.
Yes.
Can we get the science guy to please pronounce that, please? Thank you, yes. And business gets shut down.
Okay.
And so he decides to meet with guys from a Mexican drug cartel and becomes for them a mule. Because a totally unsuspecting character. Old white man cruising across the country in a rickety old Bucky. What's the worst that could happen?
He was carrying stash to the value of $3 million?
Yeah, like I said, based on a true story, he'd moved from Mexico to Chicago, so that's across an entire country. That's a whole South Africa that he'd have to look nondescript and not get caught by Bradley Cooper and Michael Pena. All that said, like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, whoa, this looks exciting. It's like, you know, got my blood racing a bit, but I did watch it recently. Man, it's a bit all over the place. It's a bit uneven. Good parts, and then some parts you're just like, this is dull. So I'm sure if you love Clint Eastwood and that list of actors, not too bad.
You would appreciate it, of course. And then the movie we reviewed just last Tuesday is The Sisters Brothers. You gave it 8 out of 10?
I was very happy with this, yeah. And actually funny we talk about Clint Eastwood because this is a return of Westerns in movies. This is a Western starring John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix at the front. John C. Reilly, who we know from Step Brothers usually, where he's a complete doofus.
Playing a bit more of a serious
He's such a versatile actor. He's capable of doing whatever he wants. He's also in Stan and Ollie at the moment, which is nominated for BAFTAs, Globes, and all that kind of stuff. But The Sisters Brothers is also very good, directed by an excellent French director, Jacques Audiard. This is his first English movie and his first cowboy western. Aside from Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly, you would have seen that it's got Riz Ahmed and Jake Gyllenhaal. Also, man, these actors are all just a great young generation of just promise. Story being that these two brothers are hitmen. They have to go out and find a debtor for their boss. But actually, this debtor's got a secret chemical formula that reveals gold in the river and that kind of thing.
Because this is during the California Gold Rush.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember that.
What was the year?
1850s.
Why does she know the year? We'll never know.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with an iPad, I don't know. But yeah, so it's a complete like two pairs of people chasing each other, and like, will they conclude? Will they actually form a bond, a contract, or will backstabbing ensue? Very tense, super dark, and at times very sweet as well.
Okay, definitely. Well, listen, JP's not going anywhere. He's going to review the movie Glass. It looks hella scary.
That sounded looks about as fractured as my thoughts just were. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, should probably get myself together.
Don't miss out on that. JP Sebastian's not going anywhere on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
See, it looks like glass because it's very clever.
All right, listen, okay, let's cut the conversation short. It's about to start again officially for the cameras. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa Border, we've got the very exciting, the very beautiful, ever so talented Alexandra May in the studio. Neighbors, hi, yes,
hello,
she's here. Yes. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Especially catching you at such a busy time. I hear your passport can't catch a break.
That's wonderful.
You've been, it's wonderful. Because you've been traveling to Nashville, Tennessee.
I have.
Quite a bit. Every couple of months you go to these writers' rounds, they're called, in Nashville, Tennessee. Firstly, tell us about how that came about in your life.
Yeah, so when we first met, I was signed to a local label, and we then parted ways a couple of years ago. And I spent a good time sort of finding out what I really love, who am I really, you know, to the core. And I discovered that I just love country music, country pop.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
where does that exist?
In Nashville,
Tennessee.
You know?
So I thought, I got to go to the root of that. I got to go to the heart of that. Wow. And it's just been so much fun. I joined writers' rounds. Yeah. I write with some really incredible people. Yeah, I've sort of found this family on that side, and then I get to bring it all back.
That's amazing.
Back home, and I get to do it here, which is really rad. That's what you call
like believing in yourself and truly just taking that initiative. Of course, given the opportunity to go and find, you know, like you said, the root of the music that you love so much. Yeah. So being there, right? Yeah. What has that brought you as an artist, as a musician? Being around those people, and you were telling me earlier on that now you talk about y'all. Do y'all come around these parts much? You know, what else has that brought to you as a person?
Well, besides for the odd twang, no, I have to be honest, it's confidence. Yeah. Confidence in me, my music, if I'm relevant or not. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, are you relevant? Do you make sense everywhere? And I do make sense over there. I found my people in a way. Yeah. And I get to bring it back home and say, this is who I am, guys. Fantastic. This is who I am, and it's wonderful. It's a great experience to know that. Yeah.
I'm sure you must have a treasure trove full of songs now.
I do.
And when are you packaging those into an EP, into a single, into an album? What's happening on that front right now?
Well, for the last couple of months, I've been working on 3 singles. Yeah. I've just released the first 2. Yeah. I've got a bank. I've got a bank of stuff. Yeah, I've got tons of, you know, inspiration. But right now I'm working on single by single, taking my time, enjoying the space, and we'll see what 2019 brings. It's 2019.
It is. That's where we are right now, halfway through the month. What's inspiring you right now? Is your dog inspiring you? You were talking about your dog. I feel like you've got a very, very deep connection with your dog. What's your dog's name?
I love my dog. Her name's Sabrina.
Sabrina. Does Sabrina inspire you when you're writing songs? Sabrina. No, that sounds like Simona. Oh, no. What's inspiring you right now when you're writing?
You know, I think that what's really inspiring me is just being in Nashville, to be honest, and bringing it back and talking about the relationship between the 2 countries or the 2 spaces, you know, what it's like to be away from home. Yeah. Yeah. And then what it's like to be away from that environment.
Because that's like a second home for you.
It is. It really has become a second home. And I actually wrote a song a couple of months back called Swipe Right. And it's based, you know Tinder. When you like somebody.
Yes, I do know Tinder by way of rumor across social media.
Yeah. So when you're on Tinder, when you like somebody's face, you
swipe. When you like them, do you swipe? No, left is I don't like you.
And
right is I do like you. I know way too much about this app for my liking.
So, for Nashville, I'd swipe right.
Okay. So
that's what I wrote the song, and so full on traditional. So like that's like what I'm
doing. You brought the relevance of the now into that traditional.
Exactly. You see me.
This is really cool stuff. And how's the gig guide looking? Where can we see you live soon?
Oh, okay. So I leave today, go back to Joburg, and I've actually got a gig. I started my own writers' round.
Yes.
So, yes.
Well done for doing that.
Thank you. Yeah. No. So I've been able to literally bring Nashville back home, and now I do a writers' round here. I host it, and I've actually got one happening on Sunday evening at Rumors Rock City, and then on Thursday evening at Bailey's in Bedford View. So I've got the 2 writers round happening. So if anybody's in Joburg, come through.
If you're an aspiring musician out there looking to let your pen bleed on that paper, follow Alexandra May Music. And listen, I'm really looking forward to hearing the new you on our Feel Good Breakfast show. One more time, Africa, Bullram, niggas of Africa. Alexandra May, come on, man. Yes, that's what I said. Okay.
Oh, man, just listening to the cheers outside. Hopefully that's woken Sea Point. If that hasn't, we will with the performance. Alexandra May is going to bring us some of that Nashville flavor right here in your Feel Good studio.
Can't wait for that. And then, of course, it's Thursday, which means we're also tackling some parenting discussions.
Ooh, yes.
Specifically with regards to a little one, and if they are constipated, how do you go about dealing with it? What should you give? What should you do? All those questions,
we have the answer.
We'll give you the answers to exactly after the break.
Testing 1 2. Before we got together, I was doing my thing. And when we got together, I was doing your thing. Changing little things based on what you said. And I will never change for anyone again, 'cause the winds are changing. You didn't like me taller, so you cut me down. You didn't like me brighter, so you blew me out. But it's funny just how things can turn around, 'cause you're the last one that'll ever bring me down. Yeah, the tide is turning, moving on from you. I'm taking off my shoes, I'm putting on my high heels for someone else. And the dress I got, yeah, and for you to look at, putting on my high heels. Are you guys happy? Very happy. How are you, Richie? Someone else. You count us in, eh? You count me in? I'm following you. Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is so good to have you with us. Every day it is, and so special that we have to have Alexandra May back in studio performing her music. She's been on writers' rounds all the way in Nashville, Tennessee, and she's bringing us new music. Here's a song called Someone Else.
Thank you. Before we got together, I was doing my thing. And when we got together, I was doing your thing. Changing little things based on what you said. Now I'll never change for anyone again, 'cause the winds are changing. Didn't like me taller, so you cut me down. You didn't like me brighter, so you blew me out. But it's funny just how things can turn around, 'cause you're the last one that'll ever bring me down. Yeah, the tide is turning, moving on from you. I'm taking off my shoes, I'm putting on my high heels for someone else. And the dress I got, yeah, and for you to look at, putting on my high heels. You didn't like the lipstick I wore one night, so I took it off, and that just ain't right. So I put it on for someone else. Someone else. For a minute there, I doubted myself. For a minute there, I became someone else. You took my heart and then you put it on a shelf. But I take it back, I don't need your help, 'cause I'm on my way now. Moving on from you, I'm taking off my shoes, I'm putting on my high heels for someone else. And that dress I got, yeah, and for you to look at, putting on my high heels. You didn't like the lipstick I wore one night, so I took it off, and that just ain't right. So I'll put it on for someone else. Someone else. Doesn't the saying go that my heels are higher than your standards, and I ain't got no time for that, so bye-bye Felicia. Doesn't the saying go that If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I ain't no broken thing, a thing to change. So bye-bye, Felicia. 1, 2, 3. Moving on from you, I'm taking off my shoes. I'm putting on my heels for someone else. And that dress I got, yeah, and for you to look good. Putting on my heels. You didn't like the lipstick, I wore one night, so I took it off, and that just ain't right. So I'll put it on for someone else. Someone else. I'll put it on for someone else. Ooh, someone else. I'll put it on for someone else.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, gorgeous. Yes, gorgeous. Yes.
Incredible performance there. Let's take a final look at what's happening in the news. The Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni, yesterday addressed the media as part of the pre-World Economic Forum business breakfast with President Cyril Ramaphosa. He took the opportunity to rally business and other stakeholders to carry a common message when the delegation leaves for Switzerland at the end of the week. Part of Team South Africa's key message outlines 10 reasons to invest in South Africa. These include a diversified economy, a young labour force, and advanced financial services and a banking sector. The Minister of Transport, Blade Nzimande, yesterday announced an increase in the number of fatalities experienced on roads during the festive season. According to the preliminary figures, 1,286 car accidents were recorded during the 2018-2019 festive season, which resulted in 1,612 fatalities. KZN recorded the highest number of fatalities, 328 in 267 crashes, followed by the Eastern Cape, where there were 238 fatalities in 195 car accidents. Gauteng recorded a 19% decrease in road fatalities. Nzimande said at least 36% of the festive season fatalities were passengers. Now moving further abroad, the Kenya Red Cross says 50 people believed to have been in a hotel and office complex that was attacked by gunmen in Nairobi are still unaccounted for. So far, 14 people have been confirmed dead. Kenyan police say they killed all 5 attackers. Earlier, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta said 700 people were safely evacuated from 14 Riverside Drive in Nairobi, the scene of a terror attack on Tuesday. The Somali-based militant group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack and targeted a hotel and office complex in an upmarket residential area of Nairobi. UK Prime Minister Theresa May last night saw off a bid to remove her government from power, winning a no-confidence vote by 325 to 306. Rebel Tory MPs, who 24 hours before had rejected the Prime Minister's Brexit plan, voted to keep her at 10 Downing Street. They showed unity over the confidence vote, with all 314 members backing the Prime Minister. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn's no-confidence motion was backed by all the opposition parties. May said she would start talks with other party leaders to find a Brexit compromise that MPs would back. And then finally, the rare appearance of a European robin in Beijing has caused a huge stir among Chinese nature fans, with more than 200 bird-watching photographers flocking to Beijing Zoo in a matter of minutes after word spread that a European robin had been spotted there. The red-breasted bird, chosen in 2015 as the UK's national bird, is common across Europe, but it's only the 3rd time one has ever been recorded in the city of Beijing. One now wonders whether the robin might be the first Brexit refugee to arrive in Beijing, and if more are to follow suit soon. Well, only time will tell. That's me for your headline news, and now let's take a final look at what's happening in your sporting news with Graham.
We start with football this morning in our last bulletin of this Thursday morning, and it's local football. Mamelodi Sundowns moved up to 3rd on the Absa Premiership table last night after claiming a hard-fought 1-0 win over Maritzburg United at Loftus. Sundowns captain Hlompo Kekana stepped up on the night to score the game's only goal in the 56th minute. In last night's other results, Cape Town City thrashed Free State Stars 5-0, while Kaizer Chiefs edged out AmaZulu 3-2 in a thriller. On to tennis, not the best news. Kevin Anderson's Australian Open run came to an end yesterday after a 3-1 loss to America's Francis Tiafoe in round 2. The South African looked in charge after taking the first set by 6 games to 4, but the American came back strong, winning the next 3 sets to book his place in the round of, or the third round rather. So in other results, we saw day 3 wins for Sloane Stephens, Grigor Dimitrov and Rafa Nadal. Then finally onto cricket, the Proteas will be without Quinton de Kock and Dale Steyn. That's for the first 2 ODIs against Pakistan, with the pair now being rested after the Test series. The duo will be replaced in the squad by Aiden Markram and Dwayne Olivier, with Heinrich Klaassen expected to serve as wicketkeeper in place of de Kock. The first ODI of the Proteas' 5-match series against Pakistan takes place at St George's Park in PE on Saturday. Catch it all live on SABC Sport on SABC2 as well. That's where we leave our sport for now.
All right, South Africa, let's take a final look at your roads this morning. In Gauteng Centurion, there are roadworks on the N14 northbound after the R55 exit, and this means that heavy delays can be expected and you will need to find an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape, in Langa, on the N2 inbound, there has been an accident at Bunga Road. All lanes are open, but delays can still be expected, so please do allow for extra travel time. Off to the trains, now the Central Line. The current available fleet on the Central Line only allows for 1 train every hour. The running times between Chris Hani and Lavistown and Cape Town are an hour and a half. That is a wrap-up of your traffic for the morning.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, it's time for us to take a quick and final look at what to expect in your temperatures today. Big thank you to all of the beautiful sunrise photos coming through. We received one from Terry, who sent us one from the Eastern Cape. Taryn, thank you for your amazing sunrise from Melkbosstrand. And lastly, Louisa, thank you for your spectacular skyline from Clarence in the Free State. Well, let's take a look at the temperatures starting off in Polokwane. A low of 17 with a high of 31 can be expected for today. Mbombela 20, 31. Pretoria 18, 32. Johannesburg 17 with a high of 29. Some thunder showers for Mahikeng with a high of 35. Klerksdorp reaching a high of 34 degrees Celsius. If you're in Kimberley today, it's going to be a hot one, a maximum of 40. Bloemfontein 15, reaching a high of 38. Some partly cloudy conditions with some scattered showers for Richards Bay. 29 is your maximum. Pietermaritzburg 19, also reaching a high of 29. If you're in Durban, some rain can be expected, a low of 24 with a high of 28. Mthatha 19 with a high of 30. If you're in East London today, 20 with a high of 27 can be expected. Cradock 18, 38. Port Elizabeth 19 with a high of 28. George is sunny today with a high of 27. If you're in Sutherland, 8 is your minimum, 30 your maximum. Cape Town 18 reaching a high of 26 with some partly cloudy conditions. Worcester 13 reaching a high of 34. Springbok 12 with a high of 28, and sunny conditions for Uppington 17 with a high of 39 degrees Celsius. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
All right, so we're going to be taking a very quick break after that weather report. Thank you very much, Zoe. When you come back, Thursdays are reserved for parenting, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we're tackling a topic, especially when it comes to the youngsters and constipation.
Exactly.
What should you know? What should you do? We'll tackle that after the break.
Did you order something from Princess? Because the last time you let us stand here and you ordered nothing.
I had a sandwich, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to share it. That's why I didn't ask for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Princess is waiting.
Can I please have a coffee, Princess?
Yeah.
On top of my other coffee, because Leanne doesn't like coffee.
It's all good. Well, it is the new year, so we need to make sure that our office space is looking tip-top shapes. And we've got the expert here, Dylan Tamaj.
Yes.
We're talking about creating the perfect office space. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I'll taste it for you at least.
You can have my coffee. You can really have it. Yeah, I'll order for you.
Kindness.
It's all yours.
Enjoy
Thank you,
a
Princess.
moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Who doesn't love the sound of babies giggling? We all do here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. That's why we have Baby Talk. And also to help all of you parents out there who, like us, have been newly introduced into the world of babies and theirs to ours, and how do we navigate it? Especially one of the most pressing matters, if I may say so myself, constipation for your baby and how to deal with that. That's why we have pediatric dietitian Kath McGaw joining us to give us her expert advice. Always a pleasure to have you with us, Kath.
Oh, thanks for having me again.
We love it when you come around to talk poo. We love it. It's just the funniest thing. We've been often joking about this. You never thought ever in your life that you would be having conversations, let alone on national television, about poo. But when a baby comes into your life, it's a major thing. It's one of the measurements of your baby's health and how they're feeling. How serious is it? Let's get straight out, you know, into the kind of danger end, if you will, of the conversation. How do we know that our baby is constipated, and how serious can it be?
Well, I think it is. Parents are totally preoccupied with it. I think I have more pictures of poo on my phone log from parents sending me pictures. So, because, as you say, it is one of the factors that we can determine the overall health of a baby. And it's such a difficult thing. The definition of constipation, funny enough, is so varied between international organizations and medical boards that even as healthcare professionals, we differ a little bit in our definition. But in essence, it's the key things to determine whether your baby's constipated is, are they struggling when they do pass stool? But that's also a bit variable because they are overdramatic. So they can go red in the face and pass a very soft stool and be fine. Yeah. But it's the whole process that they are so dramatic about.
I'm going to tell my boy, stop being dramatic.
Yeah.
Sit on the potty.
Because right now, like, Phoenix is going through a phase where he's experimenting with a whole bunch of sounds. So at one point, he'll go, and then he'll go, all in one, you know, one go.
Yeah, so is it meaning his...
Exactly.
Yeah, so generally, if they're on solid food, you would want them to stool on a daily basis. Yeah. And generally, definitely no more than 2 days without passing a stool. And then when they pass it, even if they're dramatic about it, it mustn't cause pain. They mustn't cry. That you definitely don't want. You don't want bleeding. Bleeding often comes because they have a little tear because it's so hard. And then obviously the consistency of the stool, the pellets, if it looks extremely firm, in other words, a bit dehydrated, then that would be closer to a constipated stool versus more mushy. The color of stool is not necessarily what is a concern.
Especially when you're experimenting with different foods and you get the joy.
Yeah. That sweet potato and butternut is coming through strong there, boy. But sorry, just to kind of get back onto that, is it the food that is usually the cause of a constipation problem, or is it a lifestyle thing? Because teething also has an effect on the body and the hormones and how they go.
So there is a lot of factors. Obviously, one of the things is the liquid intake. So children that aren't drinking sufficient, you might find that they are more prone to constipation, and children that don't eat a diet that is very high in fiber. So you often find in the early weaning phase, the babies will accept fruits and veggies, but when they hit the toddler phase, they want to feed themselves, and often veggies and fruit go by the wayside in some cases. And those two food groups actually have a lot of water in them, and they've got some soft fiber because it's a soft fiber. So please don't give your baby hard bran.
Just bran.
Because that is very harsh on that gut, and it can actually cause constipation. Okay. Because you need so much liquid to make it soft that they can actually get constipated. So be careful of your breakfast cereals, particularly that are promoting themselves with high bran, high fiber, because they're often harsh fibers. Your softer fiber breakfasts are like your oats and your spelts and your quinoa.
And there's some amazing oats, and very healthy oat variations now. So we're gonna start thinking about easing the pain. I often hold Jack's little hand when I can see it's just tough, you know, and you just got to be there in solidarity, man. Got to be there. But I'd like you to think about what we can do. First of all, on the healthy side, not just about medicating immediately, but what we can look at. But if you've got any questions relating to your baby's poo and their digestive system, 021 430 9881. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, it's a new year, and with that comes new resolutions. And one of the more common resolutions for all of us is always around money and work. So here with us in studio today is interior designer Dylan Tomage, and he's here to discuss how you can create the perfect office and workspace to help us achieve these goals. Dylan, it's so great to have you back.
It's good to see you again.
Well, listen, it is nice to be back. People are back at work. I'm looking at Instagram and people are posting their workspaces, and I'm looking at some of these people. I'm like, oh my goodness, if I had that workspace, I'd be so creative. There must be some relationship between the space you work in and the creativity that goes with it.
It's completely true, and I think what really matters is what type of space you're in. So if you're in a very light and bright space, it makes you feel far more productive, exactly what you just said. And if it's dark and there's no natural light, it's going to make you feel quite gloomy and counterproductive. So I think a lot of companies look for the natural light element and look for like cleaner spaces that has that ability to just bring out the best in you, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I think light is very, very important. Now, when it comes to creating the mood for your office space, what looks can we go for, keeping in mind the awesome furniture that Choreographed has for the office?
So I think there's quite a few looks that we can look at. So we could look at a trestle table look, which is quite a classic look, which makes it feel a lot more relaxed and a little bit more easy living.
And it's not such a big desk because it's a relatively narrow.
Yes. So it could fit in quite a few spaces, but what I really love about it is it makes the space feel light and airy because of the glass element, which is really important. And as you can see in the image here, just adding a bit of a day bed to it really just makes it feel quite sophisticated, and you can like lie there and read a book after you've done all your emails, and it's quite a creative space.
It really gives you a calming element. Now, for someone that wants to move away from a glass table and maybe go for a wooden desk, how would we incorporate that? Oh, this is beautiful.
It is quite a great setup, and I think this is also great for home study, especially with people that have smaller spaces. What this does is it also makes you feel almost like writer-like, right? So you can go write your novel and that sort of thing. But you can also store your books, and what I think is really important, because a lot of people collect things, and the spaces that you're in should really inspire you. So things that you put on your shelving and the stuff that you have on your desk really should promote, the next thought process that you might go with, I think.
Yeah, and when it comes to, we're taking a look at industries and what this office space is best suited to them. But, I think people that are creative, they obviously want something that will spark creativity. But what are the different industries in terms of office space that can best suit them?
So I think we need to look at it in two ways. So like a creative industry, which I think is quite generic, and then you have the more corporate industry. So that's going to be lots of big desks that are all in single files, and it almost looks like a bit of a sausage factory. But where creative space is really nice is it almost feels like your lounge. And I think that's where a lot of people thrive, because there's lots of natural light, couches, and you can see here what's really nice is you have a very clean, sophisticated desk, and it just really brings out the best in your thought process, which I think is really important in any industry.
Yeah, I've seen my sister, she works in an office space where they've got bean bags, and it's basically that laptop desk where you your lap is your desk, and you put your laptop there, and it just sparks creativity because they've got bean bags everywhere. So it really, really brings out a lot from people.
Yeah, and I think what's really nice about that is it makes it quite informal. So a lot of people, when they're more relaxed, their thought process is a lot better. And I think that's what's really important with this type of environment where you have bean bags or you have a couch and a table that's really in close proximity, so that the conversation really flows, especially when you have meetings and stuff like that.
And for people that tend to be in a crowded space, what's the best way for them to really make their office, even though they've just got a desk in a shared environment, how can they still make sure that this is their office space?
So this is a really interesting question, because I like neat spaces, as you do, and so when there's lots of clutter, it feels a bit too much. But I think when people want to make their space their own, I think it's just keeping it simple, just like books that inspire you, or maybe a plant that you love, but nothing too over the top, because I think what happens is without you realizing, it becomes quite cluttered. And when it's cluttered, it just affects the way you process your thoughts and stuff like that. So I would rather stick to less, from a personalized point of view, than trying to over-personalize it, where it's like, this is my desk and you can't really touch it.
My station. But I'm looking at these images and they're absolutely beautiful. I see what you mean with keeping it simplistic, especially if it comes to the desk, and just really to spark that creativity and productivity at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Choreographt's offering is really, really great, and you can see it really fulfills the different thought process for people, where you're very creative or you could be quite corporate. It really does fulfill that process, which I think is amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Well, Dylan Tomage, thank you for joining joining us this morning. And if you were looking for all of the inspiration you needed to make sure that you are super duper productive this year, well, we are here to help you. And to get the best start to your new year, Corey Craft is gifting one lucky viewer with one of their beautiful new desks. Now, all you need to do to enter is you need to comment on our latest Corey Craft Instagram post with your work-based New Year's resolution and which desk you think would help you get back to work. The competition will close on February the 4th. Those T's and C's do apply. And in addition to this, Corey Craft is also running an amazing in-store deals on their new range of desks to help you start your 2019 off the right way.
Absolutely inspiring workspaces that get those creative juices flowing all the way right through. Well, listen, your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're taking a quick break right here on SABC3. After the break, we're making a delicious, authenticos Greek-style yogurt breakfast bowl, as well as talking about Shout. They've got a new education awareness campaign that you want to know about, so don't move.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday. Always so good to have you with us. Baby Talk time with Kath McGaw, and we're talking about one of the most important issues when it comes to rearing your child, especially from a young age. It's all about knowing what their health status is, and you know what? Surprising enough, their poo can tell you a lot.
Oh man, it tells a huge amount, as any new parent, just like Taz, I'm sure, knows. Taz is now connecting with us from PE. A very good morning, Taz. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. Excellent. And good morning to everybody in the studio. Excuse me for my voice. I have a 5-year-old grandson who's been suffering from constipation since, I would say, the age of 1. His pediatrician has put him on Laxin every single day of his life. If he doesn't have it, he suffers tremendously. Is this the way to go? He does have a bad eating habit, so what do I do?
So I just wanted to do a quick summation there. So he's 5 years old now, and he's been on laxatives every single day.
Yes, on Laxin since the age of 1.
Laxum, okay. Kath, over to you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a chronic constipation, and as the granny said, he's got poor eating habits. So we need to find ways with what he's eating to incorporate some healthy fibers. If he's been on, the Laxon is basically the lactose sugar, which you find in cow's milk foods, and that draws some water into the gut. But if he's not taking in sufficient water, it's not actually very helpful, and it can cause quite a lot of stomach cramps and stomach discomfort. So it definitely warrants him getting an evaluation of what he's eating and to try and find ways to incorporate some of the soft fibers that we spoke about, like your fruit fibers and your veggie fibers, be it in the form of putting veggies in a muffin, so beefing up foods that he likes, even baking a bread with veggies and fruit in it will actually boost the amount of fiber that he's getting in. And find different ways. He's 5 now, so it's quite a nice age. They're quite sensible around 5, and you can start to engage and reason with them. And that would be quite a nice platform. And I enjoy working with that age because you can actually engage with
proper
them.
little people.
Yeah.
Taz, are you still there? Is this something, because it sounds like there might be a broader discussion that's needed around the nutrition as much as the health of your grandson. Is the diet something that's open conversation? Do you feel as a granny that this is something you can speak about and you can discuss as a family?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And it is a problem. We're all worried about it. And he doesn't like veggies. He's very picky about fruit. He has yogurt. But he's a bread person. And I know his diet is the cause of it.
Okay. So that definitely have identified what the problem is there. So then the advice there would be?
What I would suggest, especially a child that's at 5 now, not liking fruits and veggies, what works very nicely is a bit of an incentive and a family incentive. So we try and see how many colors of food we can eat in a day. And in order to be the winner and try and eat the most, you need to start incorporating fruits and veggies because they are the most colorful food group out there. So your proteins are brown and your starches tend to be more white and brown. So if you want in the greens and the yellows and the reds, and you want to fill up your chart for the day and try and beat everyone in the family, you're going to have to try those fruits.
Quick last question.
It's on.
When should you rush to the doctor when you've identified that your child has constipation but it's serious enough to go to the doctor?
Yeah, when is it medical?
Well, it definitely becomes medical if you can't relieve it yourself through improving the diet and improving liquid intake. It starts to cause bleeding. In other words, there's little fissures because of the pushing. The child becomes uncomfortable. They stop eating. A lot of children who are constipated, they're so full, they actually stop eating. So it becomes very difficult to then actually feed them the correct diet. They can also get quite lethargic as well. So if those signs are there, so if there's any bleeding, if it's been quite chronic and ongoing for a period of time, you definitely need to consult your healthcare professional.
Kath, thank you very much. Always appreciate your time and expertise. And of course, you can engage with us on social media as well. #Expresso Show. Ask your questions. I'm sure Kath might find a second to respond to those a bit later on. But yes, oh man, I always love baby talk, eh?
Feels so much lighter after that discussion. So much
fun. Here we go.
Wow.
Look at this.
My mind is blown. Do you know that I love yogurt? I love it with all my heart. And that's why I'm happy that we're making a delicious recipe with it today. Because to start your day off right with this Greek-style yogurt breakfast bowl, that is what we're about to show you. You can now eat like a Greek god in the morning thanks to Clover Authenticos, a deliciously creamy, thick and nutritious range of Greek-style yogurt made using a Greek strain which was developed in Greece by the Agricultural University of Athens exclusively for Clover.
Just like that?
Exclusively for Clover.
So
I love it.
Continuously healthy like this and you'll look like a Greek god.
Oh, this is the best moment of my whole morning.
Listen,
I'm so excited.
I think it's a simple recipe that you can put together, quick and easy. I know the morning rush is real, especially with the schools back now. I certainly feel it in the house. Well, not really. My wife does. But it's what's great about this, it's nutritious for the entire family. It's infused with 10 vitamins. It's also a source of protein and 18 amino acids, which of course you need in your day. And it's ideal also to enjoy during snacking moments, dips for food preparation, those kind of things. So we're going to be putting it together. So we have our Clover Authenticos yogurts right here. Let's open this guy up here. Come on, baby, come on. There we go. It's tightly sealed as it comes from Greece. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wait, let's just open it properly. Okay, get that out for me.
Get it out. Nice.
Just like so.
Wunderbar.
Ooh, that's yummy.
Yeah. I think we might need another one.
You want to do another one?
Yeah. I mean,
you're like really hungry.
It's a little.
Okay, like open another one for us there.
There we go.
It's tough, I warn you.
Good. I'm a strong girl. How strong am I? Very strong.
Okay, cool. So while you get that in there, we've got some different ingredients that we're going to be dressing it with. We've got some peanut butter. You've got to have some peanut butter as well in there. What you've done is also took some nuts. We have pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and some almonds. And you kind of toast them all together to get that nice and toastiness. We get some peanut butter, like I said, some banana, cocoa nibs as well that you can get.
I love cocoa nibs.
Cocoa nibs are yummy.
Yes.
And some honey. So what we're going to do first and foremost, I've got some peanut butter. You can see it. So what you're going to do is you can just pop some dollops in here.
Dollop?
Yeah, come on, get in there. Please pop me with that spoon there.
Alrighty.
Wooden spoon is probably not the best thing to scoop
use?
peanut butter with. Pass me that one.
Okay.
Just like that. And then I'm just going to slide it off.
Finger.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Little dollops of peanut butter. It's like so. Not too much. And I'm just going to get that in there. And you're going to just swirl it around. I love the little dollops of peanut butter in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Right.
So we're mixing the peanut butter in here.
Yeah. Just like that.
Nice.
Our
Peanut
nuts.
buttery goodness.
How do you want to decorate it?
I would like it decorated just festively. Just
Festively.
go wild.
Okay,
Do
here's our
best.
Our toasted nuts. Just like that.
If you would like this recipe for our delicious breakfast bowl this morning, all you have to do is SMS the keyword Clover to 33728. We will gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this very easy but delicious, smooth, creamy breakfast bowl recipe yourself. Courtesy of Authentic House. I love this Greek yogurt.
There we go.
Oh, lovely.
Just like that.
You are doing the most right now, sir.
Bam. How is that?
Beautiful.
And that's pretty much it. Easy. Clover is the keyword. SMS that to 33728. That's Clover to 33728. Check out Clover's Authentic House in stores. It's absolutely amazing. It tastes beautiful. Real yogurt made in Greece. Comes from Greece, and the Greeks, of course, have enjoyed this for thousands of years, this type of yogurt. So you cannot go wrong with a breakfast bowl like that. Yes?
I love it.
Clover to 33728. Have it, man. Have it.
Thank you.
Try it out.
Okay, here we go.
You will love it.
So
Best thing ever.
The weather's clearing up outside here in Cape Town. I'm chilling. It's a chilled Thursday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, but we're going to take a break. After the break, you get to hear all about Shout and their new education awareness campaign. It's something you really do want to hear about. And also, we're going to be talking about a movie that's coming out. It's called Glass with JP Sebastian, so stick around.
Oh.
Last night, it wasn't the first time he walked by. His hand accidentally touching mine. Touching mine. Last night, I tried to say hey, but he looked away. Stuck right here up in my mind. You're always in my mind. But I won't go running back to you. I've tried, but you don't seem to care who gets hurt and who gets lost. But this girl here is long gone. With her China heart, you take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them in, won't give it back. This China heart, you take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them in, won't give it back to you. The China heart for you.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You tune into your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. So good indeed. Now, next up, Shout has joined forces with well-known visual artist John Adams to further its mission to develop libraries in the poorest communities of our country. And to date, 10 libraries have been installed around South Africa.
That is divine. It is unbelievable. Through this unique collaboration, 3 inspiring sculptures were created by John himself of Nelson Mandela using the most common pen used in most schools, the yellow Bic pen. We've all used it, of course, with the blue cap that lasts in my life about 10 seconds because I'll be chewing on it and then I'll use it. The project of creating the 3 sculptures took 5 months, approximately 60,000 to 70,000 Bic pens. That is insane. And 6.5 liters of super glue. Let's take a look.
Wow.
I'm a creative, a visual artist, and yeah, been working with Shout, doing some creative art with some funky, I think, mediums. We decided to use pens in this project. This whole sculpture piece and some of Shout's initiative right now as far as the libraries are concerned, much of it is hinged around the importance of education within South Africa and the future of our nation. And one of Tata's most often quoted phrases regarding education is that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.
Wow, that is incredible. John Adams, put a round of applause together for this man.
Thanks.
Listen, very cool. I'm glad to see that you are here, that you're not covered in glue.
Yeah, you're not stuck to one of your sculptures.
It has happened.
That is an insane amount of pens, 60 to 70,000 big pens, dude. Let's talk about this collaboration with you and Shout. How did that come together in the first place?
So, Danny and his dad and Cabello, we've been friends for some time now. I've been working with him for about 7 years, and most of their campaigns have been hinged around anti-violence and anti-crime, and they've recently split into education. So they've been building these awesome libraries, and I've just been working in tandem trying to raise awareness of the importance of putting these libraries in the poorest of the poor communities.
I love the initiative, and we obviously know, I've known Danny and Cabello for a long time. I'm so proud of their efforts, but I like the fact now that we've kind of moved past kind of Band-Aid over the wound to what actually causes the violence and the social ills. But can I talk to you just as an artist? Was it weird working with big pens? Because this is something that's kind of like in our, most of our lives, in our life story. How did you have to adjust your mindset? Is it a material that you were comfortable using? How difficult was that process?
Well, honestly, it threw me off because most times people ask you, what can you do with a pen? Well, I can sketch, I can draw this. So Danny's dad, Gavin, says, no, John, can you sculpt it? I'm like, hey, Gavin, we don't need a lot of pens. It's like 1,000, 10,000. I said, no, more like 100,000 pens. I said, nah, I don't think Bic is going to buy into this. And then 2 weeks later, you get the phone call, Bic Paris says, okay, the deal. And in front of your studio is 100,000 pens. And the reality of making that sculpture now dawns on you. So you just have to rise to the occasion in that moment.
So we know what it took in terms of the amounts of pens, the amount of super glue. I'm still amazed that you're not stuck somewhere. But what really goes into, what went into really creating these structures? Because, I mean, this is not something that happens every day.
Tata Madiba as well.
So we thought about 2 aspects. We thought about Mandela being the one who kind of ushered in a new dawn. But he also ushered a new dawn in terms of the light of education and how important it is to break the scourge of much of the violence in South Africa. And we linked that by using a simple thing called a pen to facet something new going forward and a new outlook that we should have and that we should be introducing to schools because there's still a lot of illiteracy within South Africa. And we need to address these things, hence the libraries are so important.
It is massive. I think people would be alarmed if they knew the rate of illiteracy in this country. What's next? How can we support you?
How we can support is these libraries are going to be built. If people can just go to the Shout website, all our account details are there. We need as much money as possible to build them because we take it to the poorest of the poor. Some of these kids have never seen a tablet before. Some of these kids have never owned their own books or interacted on those surfaces.
They've never seen a big pen.
They've never seen a big pen. So we have a few tools that we give them when we go there and also open up the doors to this new world out there.
I love that. John, thank you very much to you and your team. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what you guys are going to be doing forward, but we are calling on each and every one at home. Log on to that website. There's a Shout website where you can go and donate. Any little amount is absolutely
Donate
perfect.
money, not pens.
Exactly.
Not pens, guys.
This time
round. Not this time. But John, thank you so much and all
Thanks
the best
for being
for
here.
future endeavours, man.
Thanks so much.
Well, we are talking movies with JP Sebastian. Earlier we took a look at the movies releasing this weekend, and now we're going to review the movie Glass.
Which also comes out this week.
Is a paranormal thriller. No, thank you.
Somewhere
I've already
around
made
there.
up my mind.
Paranormal,
No,
psychological, kind of like... no, don't worry. It's not too like supremely scary or anything. It's mostly like a mystery box to unwrap, a Pandora's box of characters.
It is, and I saw the preview for this. I mean, it has a stellar cast.
Yes.
I think James McAvoy is in there.
Yes.
Bruce Willis.
And the man at the
Samuel L.
center of it
Jackson.
all, Samuel L. Jackson, whose full name I can't say on family TV. Anyway, that's a joke. So what people know by now after seeing Split was the previous one. You must remember James McAvoy did this movie where he had 25 personalities
yes.
and dissociative identity disorder, and they called all these personalities together. They called them the Horde. It was like he had a village inside his head, and they all negotiated with each other and fought in fighting and all this kind of stuff. Here in Glass now, you have... Oh, by the way, so you've got 3 movies that M. Night Shyamalan, the director, was trying to set up there.
Okay.
Unbreakable was Bruce Willis's origin story in a way. Split then was James McAvoy's. And Glass necessarily would be Samuel L. Jackson's... Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Thank you very much. Samuel L. M.F. Jackson. He's the continuation of his larger plot. They all get trapped up in an institution for people who have mental illness. And there's Sarah Paulson, whose name you're trying to remember. Zoe was desperately trying to remember which TV show she's from.
Okay, it will come to me.
I'm sure. It's in one of the personalities. She is the psychologist who's trying to help them over to the other side to see that despite the fact that you believe you have superpowers, maybe all is not what it seems. Maybe it's all just in your head. Tell you what, maybe you should have a look at it. So I think I did give Expresso a scene to have a look at.
Take a look.
James McAvoy negotiating for the first time with Mr. Glass.
Take a look.
Miss Patricia said that your bones can break if I like tap them. Is that true?
Yes.
So what's your superpower? Your mind? What's mine?
You're 9 forever, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. You can see the world the way it really is. Always. A kid who can never grow old. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Listen, still scary.
Mood-wise, yeah. So at least M. Night Shyamalan's good with that. That's worthwhile to point out because you've got this character. He's got 25 personalities in him, and James McAvoy is such an incredible actor. You could just put the camera on him and let him do his thing. But at least the director Shyamalan still tries to film it interestingly. Still tries to like have color and texture and light in an interesting way and like make something that's quite artful. All that said, though, I was rooting for this movie because Split, McAvoy was extremely good in. And I felt bad that I took M. Night Shyamalan for granted before and didn't realize that he was building this whole universe all along after we like trash canned him for making the movie The Happening where Mark Wahlberg fights trees.
Okay.
Hard to explain.
So now it's all the pieces are coming together, but it seems like you weren't satisfied because you said you had high hopes for the movie Glass.
Yeah.
Based on Split.
Yeah, and so the thing is, like, you can see when a movie is like purposely, you can tell, holding back on its thesis. The bad guy is not saying, he's only saying 70% of what he wants to do, and you're like kind of like, cool, I don't totally get your motivation, but you know that they're only doing that because they don't know how to write the fact that there's going to obviously be a major twist. So it's a bit, the writing's manipulative and lazy in that sense. You know immediately, like from the first third, you're being stacked up for all of this to fall to pieces.
Something's going to change.
And so does any of what you're watching for the next hour and 20 minutes mean anything if in the last 20 minutes everything means nothing? Because another, right-angled thing comes at all the characters who thought they knew everything that was going on. So the writing's a bit crummy.
But JP, big question. How many popcorns do we give the movie Glass?
I'd rather eat shattered glass. No, that's mean. No. It's serviceable as a movie, and if you like what M. Night Shyamalan does anyway, a 5 out of 10 is a mediocre movie. Because you can see, it wants to be filler to a larger thing. That
do you think they're
holding
holding back because there might be a follow-up movie?
Because money is nice, and they know you've got some.
There we go. Well, you go and check it out. That was JP's opinion on the movie Glass, starring Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, and of course Bruce Willis, just to name a few of the actors in there.
Excellent actors.
Excellent actors, but JP giving it a 5 out of 10. How about you go see it this weekend? It's hitting the box office, and let us know what you think of it. You can always connect with us on social media with that hashtag Expresso Show.
All right, let's get into the kitchen. We are inspiring you with some great ideas, and this time around we connect with Dom Walsh from the Mooti Bar that is situated in Johannesburg.
That's right, he teams up with our very own Tapiso in the kitchen where they make a South African rock shandy using Angostura.
Well, we all know that a rock shandy is the ultimate summer refreshment made by the best bars. It is also an iconic South African recipe. Now, simple enough to make at home for yourself, perfect for the long, hot days of summer. But we have Dom Walsh from Mooti Bar in studio with us this morning to share a great recipe with you all, the Angostura rock shandy. Dom, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you here because I get excited when someone comes in to share something that is good to impress friends when they come over for those braais and those chill days at home. So you are from Mooti Bar.
Yes.
You guys have done
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're here! Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3.
I was trying to show the technical glitches that we were having by pretending to be a boomerang.
You do that so well, but you got to do that part as well.
Okay.
No, okay.
Right. Should we just share that idea again? Because we were trying to inspire you with a great idea of a cool drink that you can make for the summer. So we're connecting with Dom Walsh, who's from the Mooti Bar in Johannesburg.
And for a change, Tabiso's not eating. He's actually drinking something, and he's in the kitchen making a South African rock shandy using Angostura. Go, Tabiso!
Well, we all know that a rock shandy is the ultimate summer refreshment made by the best bars. It is also an iconic South African recipe. Now, simple enough to make at home for yourself, perfect for the long, hot days of summer. But we have Dom Walsh from Mooti Bar in studio with us this morning to share a great recipe with you all, the Angostura rock shandy. Dom, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you here because I get excited when someone comes in to share something that is good to impress friends when they come over for those braais and those chill days at home. So you are from Mooti Bar.
Yes.
You guys have done so well for yourselves. Last year you were voted one of the top bars, cocktail bars in the world by Spirited Awards.
Yes, yes. So there's an award that happens in New Orleans. We were voted on top 10 new international cocktail bars in the world, in our first year.
Wow. Out in Melville and over to the world. Okay, so today we're making this rock shandy. Tell me what we're doing. What have we got here?
Yeah, so today we're going to make the Angostura rock shandy. Basically, it's a super, as you said, super simple drink to make. Tastes good, super easy to make at home, no special equipment, nothing.
Okay.
Right. This is actually unique to South Africa, which is really, really, really cool. Every country seems to have their own version of it. So Australia's got one, even Iceland's got one.
Yeah.
Right, and it kind of changes as you go along. But the one we kind of known for, and the one everybody knows us for, even the guys in Trinidad, Angostura, actually we recognize this as one of the best ones.
Okay,
which is amazing.
What is the recipe?
Super simple, right. Half lemonade, half soda water.
All right.
and then a couple dashes of Angostura bitters, and that's where you can kind of get creative. No matter, like, you can have 2, you can have 6, you can have 10.
Yeah.
All right, so it's just refreshing, really simple, really good non-alcoholic drink.
How do you make it?
Sure, so let's start. Ice, glass, try and put the ice in first and pour over because that'll make everything colder.
Oh, okay, is that the trick?
Yeah, that's the trick. Halfway with some soda water.
I like that this is really a top choice. The Rock Shandy is a top choice across different restaurants in South Africa, right?
Yeah, totally. So, half lemonade, half soda, and then just on top, a couple dashes of bitters, a couple dashes of Angostura. I kind of like quite a few.
Yeah.
Right, I'd say about 7. What you're going to get is that nice kind of layer on top. And then garnish is up to you. I like to go with a lime, just to add a little bit of freshness.
Oh, it does add that tangy, nice, refreshing taste to it.
Totally, and then you can squeeze it. Even a lemon zest works well as well.
Dom, you rock. Thank you so much for this. Thanks for sharing this. You and I are going to enjoy this together just now. There you go. Share your summer Rock Shandy's recipes on social media with the hashtag Rock Shandy. You can get that on Angostura ZA on Facebook as well as on Instagram. And remember to go to www.angosturarockshandy.co.za and enter to stand a chance of winning one of 6 5,000 Rand cocktail experiences at one of South Africa's top cocktail bars. T's and C's apply and can be found on angosturarockshandy.co.za.
Ah, my thirst is quenched. That
know.
looked amazing. Delicious.
Absolutely. And don't forget that you can win a chance to get that beautiful cocktail experience valued at 5,000 Rand simply by entering at www.angosturarockshandy.co.za. Get entering now.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that, let me just quickly move you over to the side where Alexandra May is standing by to give us one last live performance on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She'll be doing so right after the break, so don't miss out. In fact, how about we don't take a break?
Yeah.
And let's do it right now. You ready for the song?
Sure, yeah, let's do
It's
it.
called China Heart. The stage is all yours.
Last night, it wasn't the first time he walked by, his hand accidentally touching mine. Touching mine. Last night I tried to say hey, but he looked away. You're stuck right here up in my mind. You're always in my mind. And I won't go running back to you. I've tried, but you don't seem to care who gets hurt and who gets lost. But this girl here is long gone with her China heart. You take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back. This China heart, you take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back to you. My China heart for you. One day I'll pass you on the street and I'll walk on by. I won't accidentally look behind. I won't look behind. So don't go, you think you got it all, but it's just a lie. I don't need anyone to run my life. Don't dare run my life. And I won't go running back to you. I've tried, but you don't seem to care who gets hurt and who gets lost. But this girl here is long gone with her China heart. You take it, this China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back. This China heart, you take it, this China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back. These scars are permanent, remind me of what we meant. I will remember what you did with my heart, and you're not taking it. These scars are permanent, remind me of what we meant. I will remember what you did with my heart, and you're not taking this China heart, you take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back. This China heart, you take it. This China heart, you break it. The lines you see are broken cracks, and I've glued them and won't give it back. These scars are permanent. Remind me of what we meant. I will remember what you did with my heart, and you're not taking it. These scars are permanent. Remind me of what we meant. I will remember what you did with my heart, and you're not taking it. No, you're not taking it. No China heart for you.
Alexandra May with China Heart, yeah.
She's grown so much.
New music, yeah. And how long ago was it that we had her the first time here?
Was it 2016, I think?
Wowzers. Wowzers, yeah. Well done. And check it out, she is hosting a writer's rounds in Johannesburg. So if you're an aspiring writer, musician, and you want to join in on the fun, check out at Alexandra May Music. And yeah.
She's not just a pretty
what they do
face.
in Nashville, yo.
She reads, she writes, she sings.
All kinds of exciting things.
Gotta be careful there.
Guys, we haven't done our feel-good dose of, you know, some interesting stories that we've come across on the interweb. So what have you guys got for us today?
I'll kick it off this morning with a superhero dad, all right? The award for Dad of the Year is out. Nominations have been put out, and this guy might just take it.
Oh, wow.
Helping his little man.
Spider Boy.
Oh, my word, doesn't that make you want to cry?
Spider Boy does. Does he cry?
Oh,
my word.
Oh, cute.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is just so cute. But listen, Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, we know that it's all the hype right now. Everyone's talking about it and everyone's watching it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's reminiscing about the amazing music that Queen have given us.
Yeah.
How's this little girl that hits all the notes? Check this out.
Take a look.
Give it, bring it, bring it.
No, 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 mama, yeah, let me go. Yeah, Liverpool sight for me, for me, for me. Da, 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 da,
Yes.
da, 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 da. Face, you can stop me and now they say oh, baby, not too less to me, baby. Just go down. Just go get right out of here.
I haven't seen anything cuter ever. Oh, my word.
That's when you know you raised them right, man. When they understand the quality of music that Freddie Mercury made, you know?
That is amazing, man.
She channeled Mama. Oh, that is
While
so
we are still having that song playing in our head, focusing on our pets quickly, and if you've ever wondered what your pets get up to when you leave them home alone, well, take a look.
I think they sleep. Oh no, they're on the kitchen counter.
Oh wow, okay.
No!
Oh, clever boy!
No.
What?
Helping himself with some leftovers.
Is that a dog or a cat? What is that?
No!
This is Stokely.
No!
That is
I wasn't ready! No! Doggo!
I didn't expect
Don't
that.
break my stuff! And then you come back and now you're calling insurance on some, there was a break-in into my house and they broke everything, but there was no forced entry.
Meanwhile,
And then they're like,
back
no,
at
well, we're not going to pay you. That's... Oh,
They took my leftover brownies. Oh, man.
It's time for us to go, guys. We'll see
We
you
love you.
tomorrow. Friday show. Bye-bye. No, doggo. Don't do it.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Explore world of members-only experiences you'll love. Sign up to Marriott International's award-winning loyalty program, Marriott Rewards, and be rewarded for your loyalty by enjoying endless experiences at over 29 unique global brands and over 6,700 distinctive properties in 130 countries. Sign up today at members.marriott.com and enjoy endless experiences.